Hey everybody, we are back again for more Blades in the Dark. So to do a quick catch up from last time, which actually we'll be doing some kind of recap from last time anyway, because we have to do our downtime. These guys heard about a casino run by the Crows that was slightly less guarded than usual, and so they were able to get Cricket a job as a cart driver to take the stash from the casino back to the Crows HQ, and they were able to rig up the cart. Cricket rigged one of the wheels to sort of violently explode. Not exactly what he intended, but hey, it worked out really well. The wheel popped off, the cart tipped over, the stash bounced out into the alley where Sarge and Luca whisked it off around the corner, refilled it with rocks, while Puka and Cricket were making a scene to keep them distracted and also creep out the guards with, mentions of ghost activity. And kept them busy long enough for Luca and Sarge to drop the box back in the alley. Cricket had been instructed to pick it up, so he used some binding oil to glue it back shut since the lock had been broken in the lockpick attempt. And then managed to convince the guards that the goat could not handle carrying the load on its back. The guards went off to headquarters with the stash to leave Cricket there to fix the wagon, and then he vanished from the scene, left the wagon, and Susie the goat?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Just on the street, and they all went back to HQ with a big pile of money. So Sarge and Luca came walking through the door with pockets just bulging with coin. And that's where we left off last time, so we were about to do some downtime stuff.
Also, nobody died.
And nobody died.
Which means, when we do our bad stuff,
it's not going to be as bad.
It's not going to be as bad. Because, we haven't done our heat or entanglements.
No, we have not done that yet.
I don't think we got any heat from this.
So,
you always get at least one. Or...
No, I think there's a 0 option.
There is a 0 option.
Yeah, so
it was quiet enough.
Yeah. So I think we did rep and coin already, right? So you guys got
so
6 coins, and you did your 4 rep. So we are up to heat. So, I would say, do you guys think this was smooth and quiet, low exposure?
Yeah. I don't think that there's any way for them to even know who did it.
Other than me.
They obviously got robbed.
Well, other than
the cart driver.
And Puka was on the scene too.
Yeah, I was on the scene.
We were both seen.
You were.
No, Cricket looked like somebody else, but Puka
I was in costume, yeah.
Yeah, so nobody...
Still pretty low exposure, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, there wasn't anybody around. Like, you got, you picked a deserted spot to do it, so nobody witnessed it. It all happened pretty quickly. Honestly, it's like the wheel came off, the guys ran around the corner with the thing. You distracted for, a couple minutes, and they were back. So, all in all, it was just a few minutes from, like, wagon breakdown to... get away with the loot. So, I think that qualifies.
Agreed.
Cool. The targets were not really high profile or well connected. This is, again, we're still dealing with sort of the street level gangs of Crow's Foot. It was not on hostile turf. You're not at war with anybody, and you didn't kill anybody. So that would be 0 heat.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's pretty good.
Cool.
Very smooth job.
That was the goal, right?
That's right.
No
Not
heat.
killing means no heat.
Cool.
We also didn't make a name for ourselves.
No, but we got some rep.
Once we start being able to spend
Also,
this
what?
money on some sweet stuff, then people will see, oh, those guys are doing well. And I didn't realize they were making money.
It's
Because we are shadows. Like,
It's
they
a
shouldn't
slow build, man.
They shouldn't know us
Slow
for our
build.
jobs. Like
But
they
then they
should not
show up
know
to
us for
your-
their
We've
jobs
only
at
been
all.
at this for like. We've only been at this for like 2 weeks, so we probably, really shouldn't make a name for ourselves quite yet.
Fine.
All right.
Everything gets better once you do like crew level, right? Like,
Once we actually have a tier,
Yeah.
like
yes, things get better
Things will get better. Yep.
and worse, but they'll also get better.
So yeah. So now we're to entanglements. So we'll see what happens. And this is based on your current heat level, not the heat that you generated for the job. So you guys are at 3 because you did reduce it from your last downtime. So we will do this. 2 and 2. Okay.
That's good, right?
Yeah, that is
That's
good.
very good. Oh no, that actually is good.
Yep, it is good.
Yeah. Like one is the best.
No, it's not good.
you fail to become entangled, right?
Well, yeah. So for entanglements,
No.
low is good.
Yeah, low is good. This is what you want. So you will have an
No.
entanglement, but it's a
Really?
really minor one. Yeah, there's no way that nothing comes out of the stuff you do. You're
Right.
always going to have some kind of thing.
Unless it just can't happen. There's some rare instances.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
just something doesn't. Yeah. So what happens is one of you, it'd be great if one of you would volunteer a friend or a vice purveyor as somebody who gets picked up by the blue coats. They manage to grab somebody kind of on the periphery of your crew here and drag him in for a little questioning. So I'll leave it to you guys.
About our bartender friend.
Our crew contact.
I'm just saying.
I mean, we're the least attached to him, I assume.
I mean, I don't know what it's for, but yeah. I mean,
All right.
Just for a chat, right?
So Rigney. I mean, you guys, maybe you've been seen around Rigney's place.
Right.
So the blue coats just gonna go by. They've heard some stuff about things happening here in Crowsfoot. So, okay. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. All right. Cool. You'll find out the next time you chat with Rigney.
So did he just they talked to him and then
So yeah, the blue coats went and kind of grabbed Rigney, made Rigney answer some questions. And it's a thing that you would have heard word of on the street. Some blue coats came in and kind of shook Rigney down a little bit. Made him come in the back, and we're asking some questions back there for a little while. Rigney didn't, looked okay when they came back out. Weren't beat up or nothing. So they didn't rough him up. Don't know what their conversation was about though.
I'm sure it was fine.
Maybe about all those red sashes that showed up dead. So that's kind of
who needs killing?
blue coats?
Blue coats.
All of them.
I agree.
And the city council.
all right. So yeah. So now you guys have your downtime actions. So what you got going on in between?
I need to de-stress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gonna go see
Father Yorin.
yeah. All right. So you go visit Father Yorin, who's, you know, doing the usual.
Whispering ladies stuff.
Yeah, you know,
Or Weeping Lady. House of the Weeping Lady.
House of the Weeping Lady. Yep.
See if there are any spirits to talk to.
I want to go look at this real quick. This is Father Yorin.
Yeah, I actually don't know anything about it.
I don't know either, but we're gonna find out.
All right.
What's Father Yorin all about? House of the Weeping Lady, 6 Towers. Okay. So yeah, Yorin is interesting. And kind of has this sort of, you know, glazed over look. You wish to speak with some of them.
Oh, of course, just sometimes talking with the dead is so much more relaxing than trying to talk to the living.
I hear that you were aware of some of them. You were watching some of them down by the river, near the ridge, going towards the center of Crowsfoot.
Oh, well, I mean, I was aware of them. I don't know that I was watching them.
They thought perhaps you were watching them. They thought
Oh.
perhaps you would approach.
Well, no, I was a bit busy that day, trying to keep some bystanders away from the water.
You should keep them away from that part.
Oh, great. Were those malevolent spirits in the water, I presume?
You may want to stay away as well. That place is quite powerful.
Glad we didn't dump the coin in the,
The coin in the river.
the river there.
Yeah, that'd be a 0-sum score on that one.
You should not wander too near.
What kind of powerful? Well, what goes on? What is it?
I have not gone near there myself, but there is a strong pull somewhere down there.
I'll try to keep myself away.
That would be
curiosity. So you said there was a bunch of spirits there.
Well, whatever the pull is, it's more than one of them. Far too powerful to be just one.
Oh, I definitely felt several while I was there.
Yes.
Well, I'll probably not go down there.
That is wise. If you would like to take a room, I think third on the right, you may find interesting.
Thank you very much.
Be well.
And you?
And just sort of goes back and they're like,
He's just constantly attuning.
it kind of seems like that. Yeah, it just sort of lives attuned.
Right. And of course,
He has to attune to talk to you.
Yeah, that's right, exactly, yeah. He rolls
Tune to
to
the
talk to the
regular
living to come out. But yeah, of course, I'll do the third room on the right.
Yep. Okay. And there's a nice sort of kind of wistful ghost that just sort of will tell you stories of their life and their happy memories and those kinds of things.
So much better. It's like having a dog.
Yeah.
That's a good number. I was afraid I was going to land on a 6.
Oh, all right.
Because that would have been fine.
Yeah. 5,
Might have overindulged if it was on a 6.
5 right on the dot, though. That's good.
5 is right on the dot.
Yep.
All right, that's my first time.
All right. What else we got going on?
Well, with a little extra coin in my pocket, I'm gonna go take Arlen out for, I don't know, an ice cream or something. What are they?
You're gonna spend the whole coin on her?
I'm not gonna spend a whole coin. No, I assume I feel a little more like this is a lot of money. I mean, I put my life savings into this, and that was a quarter or half a coin.
Well, you
Now
gotta
I'm
make
feeling-
up for talking to her about killing.
Maybe
people last time.
you'll acquire the ice cream truck driver as an asset while you're doing that.
Our informant.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I don't know.
yeah,
Ice cream
acquire an asset.
World,
Yeah,
but
you're gonna
I
spend
don't
a
know
whole
when that
coin
was
on it. Might as well
invented,
get
and-
something out of it.
I'm not spending a whole coin on it. I assume it's one of those negligible parts. Or
Yeah, so
Right.
you've got, I mean, having 2 coin on your person means you have enough like bits of silver to just sort of toss around and buy a couple of things maybe beyond what you normally would without dipping into that pile of coins, really. So yeah, you have a nice day out and enjoy some treats. Yeah.
All
And
right,
and don't
hopefully
accidentally
don't
mention
talk about
any.
killing
Yeah,
anybody.
don't accidentally mention killing anyone.
Not that I killed anybody. I
Right.
tried not to, but that just still seemed to bother her for some reason.
Yeah, weird.
So, is it rolling? Oh, bonus dice, no. All right.
Nice. All
Not
right.
bad.
Yeah.
And that was actually pretty good since you had 4.
Yeah. Wasn't hoping to get too attached. You know, I can't just get out of the game, right?
You end up spending an actual whole coin on her.
The die that you
Yeah.
want?
What's that?
Can you pick the die that you want?
When you're clearing stress,
Yeah.
no, it's just the highest result is the one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so a little risk reward there.
All right, so that's Cricket and Puka's first downtime. What else we got going on? Sorry, go Puka.
I don't like heat, so I'm gonna go try to get rid of some of. I know we don't have a ton of heat, but I don't like heat, so
Yeah,
Any
we're,
heat
we're
at
trying
all.
to
first
figure
action,
out some
try to-
Okay.
I mean, it's what the leader of the gang has to do, right?
That's right.
apparently,
Although, I was just reading over what reduced heat says, and I don't think I'm going to be talking to the blue coats because I don't like them.
No. I mean that's
but-
fair.
I guess I'll consort with someone to take the heat off of us.
All right.
Or if I need to sway them, I'll try to sway them.
So I mean that kind of depends on who you want to, who you want to talk with. There are the people that we talked about last time, who can kind of, put the word out on the street and try to deflect some, some attention if you want to go that route.
Yeah, that's the objective.
Okay. Cool.
I don't want anybody looking our way about the stolen money from the crow from the gambling hall. So,
Okay.
if we might gotta go talk to some crows and be like, "Man, did you hear about what? Yeah, that sucks, man. I wonder where that
So that's not
must have
even
been
the
those
heat.
bastards down on 4th Street."
That's
Yeah.
not even the heat we need to get
Huh?
rid of. We're still trying to get rid of the murder heat.
It's a deep cover deflection,
Yeah.
If we put
Right.
the focus on the theft, we can take it
Maybe
further off
they'll
of
tie it
the.
back to the murder. Got it.
Right.
I mean, so do you want to try to find a crow and see if you can sort of drop some hints their way about, what might have happened there that was not related to you guys?
Well, like the Red Sashes just
Yeah.
lost a lot of
I'll
money,
just-
and then the Crows just got robbed for a lot of money. So,
Same person, or maybe the red
Somebody's
sash?
out for a big hit.
I
Somebody's
just
out for a
think
big
that
hit
the
right
Red
now. I don't know
Sashes-
who it is, but
The Red Sashes are looking to make up some money.
That's right.
it could
They
be.
got
Or
no-
the one gang that's not been involved yet is the Lamp Blacks, because Red Sashes died, Crows got stolen from. Lamp Blacks look like they're the ones that are in the clear right now. So
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So we're gonna try to sort of point some suspicion elsewhere.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So see. So we're reducing heat. So yeah, let's say you let's say we're doing a risky sway roll as you kind of go into crow territory, and without drawing in, like without making them suspicious of you or your motivations at all.
Mhm.
Still trying to get just sort of subtly plant those ideas. All right. So
Planting
yeah,
some ideas.
so you're reducing the heat by 2. As some of them,
Yeah, we are.
start to go, yeah, I haven't thought about that. We gotta look into that. You might be onto something. So they kind of
Yeah.
seem like they're pondering it as
Check
they
over there.
Got
walk
it.
away.
Off our heat, not our experience.
Yes.
Yes.
Not off reputation. I took it off. Heat this time.
All
We're
right.
down to 1 heat now.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
All right. Sarge, what are you up to?
I guess I'm gonna de-stress at the freak show there.
Okay. And let's see, who's your vice purveyor?
Roland Valaris.
Okay. The Vale Social Club.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. So yeah, you drop by the Vale and Roland is there.
Yeah.
Come in. What can we do for you this evening?
Sarge looks around and is like, I think that I'd kind of like one of everything.
Man of fine taste. Yes, of course. Right this way, sir. And shows you over to a nice private booth. Anything you want, we will take care of it. You just let me know, and I will provide. So you have an evening of whatever
Yeah.
whatever Sarge likes to partake in. And you're treated very well.
All right. And bonus dice. Oh, that's not what I needed.
Excellent.
All right, so I have
Well, your stress is all clear.
It is.
Yeah.
So
Our crew stress went up.
now you get to choose one of these things, Sarge. What happens? What happens when you overindulge? What bad call do you make because you are either reaching for more of this, or you are under the influence of this and you aren't making good decisions? You can either attract trouble, which means basically we're going to roll another entanglement. So the thing where the blue coat's grabbed, something like that, will happen to your crew. You can start bragging about your exploits and gain +2 heat. Lost. So your character vanishes for a few weeks. You play a different character until this one returns from their bender. And when you return, you've also healed any harm you have. Or you can be tapped. So your current purveyor cuts you off. Things start fine, but then they sort of spiral out of control, and it's a bad look for the Vale. And they say, "Sorry, we can't let you in here. You're gonna have to leave, and we don't want to see you back here. And you have to find a new purveyor."
Oh man.
But the choice is yours.
I'm kind of leaning toward first or last.
Okay, either attracting trouble or getting thrown out. Thrown out of the old Vale.
I will do evens will be the new entanglement,
I like
and
it.
odds will be getting kicked out.
Okay.
Still rolling the dice.
I roll it.
Still rolling the dice.
It's a big roll. 3.
Check the
Dodge.
Dale.
So which one was that? I forgot what you said. It's,
Even with the entanglement and
Okay.
Odd was getting kicked out.
so excellent. So at some point during the night, things get a little out of hand, and Roland comes back over to your table. Excuse me. We've always appreciated your patronage, but this is not the kind of thing we do here at the Vale. So I'm going to have to, and he motions for a couple kind of big burly folks to come over. I'm going to have to ask you to leave, sir. Of course,
I'll walk out and then sneak back and kill them.
I'm not in the business of making my clients' proclivities known, despite what happens in here. I am always discreet, so outside of those who have witnessed it, no one will hear anything from me. But I will ask that you please do not return here. We can't afford to have scenes like this. I'm sure you understand.
But this is where I've always been.
I understand, and I've enjoyed your company, but all good things must come to an end.
And Sarge gets down off of the table, and shouting across the way, and finishes his drink and the other substances that he had at his table with the people that were at his table with him. And then he picks up his shirt and puts that back on, and then leaves.
All right. So yeah, the two, and they don't, they just walk with you, help you steady if you need it, and escort you out the door and watch you as you go off down the street.
Well,
oh boy, Sarge went a little crazy. I like it.
What else is new?
Yep. But look, nobody died.
Nobody. Well, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, you still got one more.
We know what our next score is.
Take down the All right. So everybody's still got one, at least one, unless you're going to spend some coin for additional one.
You can spend that coin to train.
Yep, you can spend coin or rep for additional downtime actions. Although we're probably not spending rep at this point, I would guess.
Oh no, that's precious.
No.
Need that rep.
Yeah, I'll train. Go ahead.
We could potentially hit our rep target tonight if things go well.
Yeah.
How much coin do we need to have in our pockets to?
Oh right.
Yeah,
8.
You need 8.
Total.
Yep.
So we got 4 in the bank.
I mean, it's 6 more in our pockets.
Yeah,
so.
you've got 10 total as a crew.
Right.
And you need 8 total from whatever source, crew stash plus personal.
And if we do it right, we'll get more tonight.
right.
Right. Yeah, I'll train and then I'll use my coin to train some more.
Okay.
So I'll train resolve and I'll train prowess.
All right. You just tick those off. Spending some time back at HQ, kind of doing some physical stuff for the prowess and
The tuning and meditating and thinking about those ghosts I'm not supposed to go see.
Yep. And trying to resist any sort of weird spirit pull as you attune. Cool.
So what happens when you get six flags checked off in an attribute? You get a dot somewhere.
Yes. So if it's in the attributes, you get another dot somewhere in that category.
Up to a max of 3.
Okay.
Up to a max of 3 right now. Yep. And if it's the character one, the playbook advancement, you just get another one of those special abilities out of your list.
Or take veteran and get one.
Oh, the playbook.
Yep. So that's the way you
Oh.
more playbook stuff is by filling that
Hey.
playbook advancement tracker.
Well, I'm gonna. So, do tasers exist in this world?
Do what?
Tasers,
Tasers?
like some sort of non-lethal melee combat, something Sarge could use to.
Sure, it's fun.
Oh, that's considerate of you.
To sneak up on and just like
Murder?
either that or could I make some sort of alchemical thing that really does just like knock somebody out and puts them to sleep? I've got the stuff that kind of
Yeah, let me find this. There's this
makes
thing.
them kind of dazed and drugged, but
Yeah.
I don't think there's.
Let me. There's something I'm looking for.
Some sort of poison to coat my knife with?
Well, that exists, yes.
That makes them dead and also unconscious.
Yeah.
Very crushed out, but it's still cold.
Yeah. Where is that? I feel like let me find.
So
I
like,
put that on a long time ago and it's still working.
Yeah, how's this going?
I mean, I guess
Yeah.
Black Lotus.
Maybe I'll go down and work on the thing and talk to Jesse at the same
Black
time.
Lotus.
Be down for that.
Yeah.
Visions.
She loves that stuff.
Where
Dream
is-
smoke induces a pleasant intoxication.
It's all something that went
Yep.
out.
Yeah, it's been.
Trance powder is what I've been using. Hypnotic trance.
Hobby?
Yeah.
Pleasant hypnotic trance. I mean,
Yeah. Let me.
Let's do something.
I'm looking for something in here. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh, could be there last out.
Yeah.
I know this is in here somewhere. I think I'm looking for it. I just gotta find where it is.
so I'm under craft
So I was looking-
strange forces. If that's where you're looking.
No, there's something else I'm looking for.
So while he's looking that up,
Yeah.
Which ones do we get extra XP for if we train those? Like we get an extra one?
Personal and Personal and
Prowess.
prowess.
Yep.
I got prowess. What does personal mean? Like the ones at the bottom? The
Yeah, those at the bottom.
playbook. The playbooks.
Yep.
Oh. I didn't understand that conversation when we had it. Now I actually understand the conversation. I was just going along with what y'all were saying because I didn't understand the conversation. Makes sense now.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So if you train, you get
Go
2
with it.
ticks of that.
In either.
Right. So 2 in the playbook or 2 in prowess. Or 1 in insight and 1 in resolve.
Right.
All right. I'm going to spend a coin on the playbook.
Ultimately, what I'm looking is to like weaponize some sort of like knockout, either
Yeah.
that will,
So
drop them that you wouldn't have to make an alchemical roll with, right? You could use a more of a ambushy roll.
yeah, so I think sort of depending on what you want to do. I mean, there's nothing that you have seen around in the world that has this effect, but that doesn't mean that you can't create it. So if this is something that you want to create, then you could start researching, the way to build one of these things. So this would be a downtime project thing that would
An
have
invention.
clocks associated with it. So we would do like a 2 clock thing where the first one is creating the plans for how to do it and doing the research necessary to figure out the theory behind it, and then the other one would be constructing it.
So so I see that under inventing and crafting.
Yeah.
Crafting, it didn't seem like it had a clock from Well, maybe I guess.
It-
No, I guess it does.
can.
All right.
That can be
It
one
can.
of the
Never mind.
drawbacks.
It had like a level, I guess. So maybe that's what you're talking. Maybe I
Yeah, so
just
that's for like
misunderstood.
known things. It's like, oh, this is already like this is a recipe that people know. I'm just
Right.
following this and spending the time to like make it.
Right.
This one is more of a, oh, I have this theoretical idea of what I want to do.
Mhm.
If it's an alchemical that you're after, then it's researching, okay, what are the ingredients that would make this? And, it also represents time testing. So it's like, oh, I'm going to test these 3 ingredients and like find a subject to test it on. Oh, that didn't work. I'm going to fiddle around with the proportions or maybe swap this out for that and see if I can make something that does the thing I want.
Mhm.
Or if it's making like a, like a stun gun, like a taser or a cattle prod kind of thing, then it's figuring out, okay, how to get my power source and how to build this thing so it carries the charge and delivers it on contact and
Mhm.
that kind of
Mhm.
thing. And then once you have that figured out, then you know how to make it. It's a thing you can make from now until forever.
Mhm.
And then
Just sometimes takes time to craft it.
right. So then it would take, and that represents like the time getting the materials together, actually doing the work of like wiring the thing up or mixing the stuff or, whatever it may be. But yeah, it might not necessarily, like if it's a simple thing, um, it might not be. So that's sort of where that, the crafting part. Um, let's see, and let me get back
The
to
inventing, you decide like what's the quality level
yeah.
and
So
magnitude of effect or whatever.
yeah. Um, yep. Uh, yeah. So if it's something that you can, so that sort of that'll kind of depend on what the thing ends up being. Uh, in terms of if it's like an alchemical, that's probably something you can do in a or that's generally something you can do in a downtime, right? You could
Mhm.
mix up a new batch of your stun grenade or stun potion, whatever it is. Whereas sort of depending on what your idea is for something more complicated than that, then yeah, it might be something that could potentially take a couple downtimes. Maybe it's a 4 o'clock
Mhm.
and you just need to devote and make a roll. And it might be one that,
Mhm.
if things go well, and that's what the roll would represent or the clock would represent. It's like if you fill all the segments, hey, things just went really well this downtime. You had no setbacks. It all came together perfectly. If it's one where you filled
Yeah.
like 3 of the 4 segments, oh, you had a little trouble getting this part, or this thing just wouldn't
Just
was
need more
giving you
time
trouble when you were trying to build it and you couldn't quite get it there, and so you'll need a little bit more time. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So yeah, I'd like to do it with Sparkcraft since that's kind of what I do, and
Okay.
that sounds fun.
Okay.
And yeah, go ahead and invent this thing.
So the idea is going to be a device that.
Yeah, and it's actually it doesn't have to be handheld. It can be like a you have to wear a little backpack with a little battery in it, and you got the wire runs down your arm, and then just couple diodes in the palm or something that you just get around their neck and activate, and then I wanted to stun them long enough that you could. Right, enough juice that it's not gonna be lethal usually, and drop them long enough that you can like gag and tie them. Right, it doesn't have to be like hours, but enough. Just something that does enough voltage, and yeah.
Okay.
So who
yeah.
are my test subjects?
So we're starting a cool. So we're starting a long-term project for you.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's do. Let's start an 8-segment clock to figure out how to build this thing. So figure out the plans and how to make it. So if you want to drop an 8-segment clock in your sheet, and you're starting on it this time. So let's see.
Is it with an S or a Z? Hey, buddy.
What? What's up?
Azer, is that an S?
S. Yep.
I mean, you could spell
Alright.
it differently.
But yeah, I mean, if Cricket's inventing it, if you decide to name it TAZ,
I have to name it. I do have to come
Yeah,
up with
this
a
is Dusk Ball. You can name it whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's not like
It might-
Sleepy's gonna know. He's the
name. I might
boss.
just call it a zippity zap.
Zippity zap.
Oh no.
In fact, that's what it is.
A zippity zap.
Yeah, what do you call that? Oh, it's
Are all
the
of your-
old zippity zap.
Are all of your inventions gonna be Baby Yoda names?
Might be.
I love it.
All right, cool. So let's yeah. So let's make this a controlled study roll for your first downtime spent trying to invent this thing.
Okay.
Because you're doing research on okay, how do all these pieces come together? What can I make this thing out of? That kind of stuff.
Okay. And then I get, since this is Sparkcraft, I hope that was the goal. I get +1 result level to the roll.
Cool.
So you said study?
Yes.
All right. Where the heck? Study and controlled. And you said standard effect.
Yep.
Or is that where okay? You add
And
that
that'll-
a +1 or whatever.
Because the result level is the actual die roll, so it counts as one level higher than a 4.
Yep.
As I recall.
So basically, like a 6.
Yeah. So this is gonna let you tick 3 segments off the clock.
Okay.
So yeah, basically you Sparkcraft faster.
Yep. So your 4 would have
Cool.
normally been 2 segments, but I'm bumping it up to 3 because you know about Sparkcraft, you understand what you're doing, what you're going for, the things you're reading about. It makes sense to you.
Okay.
Cool. So you're
And then
well
I'll
on your
spend my
way.
last action doing some training.
Okay.
With a coin.
All right. Spend some coin to spend some time.
Do some playbook training.
Cool. Trying to be a better leech. Cool. All right. So we got Sarge and Luca still to do one or more.
I spent my second action on training,
Right,
playbook.
Right.
and I'm gonna
Playbook,
spend a coin on a third thing after when we get to the third things.
All right.
But I'll
Sarge,
wait till Sarge
what you up to?
So, but
to make sure Sarge doesn't get us in trouble with anybody.
Reduce heat.
Yeah.
for my second action, I'd like to heal.
Okay.
And then for my coin, I'd like to train personal, which is gonna fill up my bar.
Okay. So
Nice.
yeah. So what you're gonna have to do?
Damn.
Yeah. So
I'm so behind.
Attacks really got me a lot of XP in that.
Yeah, that first score helped a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah.
so what you're gonna have to do is find somebody to heal you because we don't have anybody in the group that has physical ability. So to heal right now, you're going to have to acquire an asset. So
And
this
then
is-
another action to heal. Is that true?
So let's see. Let me make sure. More than once.
I think it's part of the same action,
Yeah,
but it's
so
something that you'd have to do again next downtime.
Yeah, so they're not going to have somebody. Yeah, because you guys don't have somebody sort of, who can do this.
I
Then,
might
yeah,
not.
you will.
Noble might.
Yep. Let's see. All right. So, yeah. So basically, effectively, what's happening is you are acquiring an asset. That person is going to heal you, and that's their temporary service that they do for you. And then, if you want to visit them again, maybe you come to this person again. Maybe you don't if they do a bad job. Well, hopefully they won't.
All right.
All right. So you find somebody named Weaver, who is, and you sort of, you ask around in Crow's Foot, and a lot of people tell you, you should see Weaver. She is weird, but just don't pay attention to the way she does it. She's really good. Like, she'll take care of you. It's just going to be weird. But don't worry about that. You'll be fine. I know a lot of people who go see her. She's great. She'll have you fixed up in no time.
Well, I guess I'll put that to the test.
Yeah. So, you want to go see Weaver? People can tell you where to find her. All right. Excellent. Let's see. So Weaver. All right. Okay. So.
They wanted to be low?
What?
No, probably not.
No, I think there's only one kind of roll you want low, and that's not it.
Yeah. So this will.
If somebody's healing you, you probably want it to be high.
Yeah. So Weaver kind of looks at you and starts kind of getting this jar out with this strange kind of foul-smelling paste. She kind of puts it on your shoulder, and this will take some time to work. That wound seems to have gone all the way through. What happened? You don't need to tell me about it. I understand how things are around here. But this will take time. Unless you would like for me to try other means. So what you can do is this first one would tick off one segment on your healing clock, which is just a 4 o'clock. Healing's always a 4 o'clock, and I think that's right on your sheet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not actually going to heal any of your stuff until you tick off all 4. You could spend a coin right now to improve the result. So basically, the idea is you're paying Weaver to do a little more, or you could spend another action for Weaver to do some additional work on you.
Which is also a coin.
Yes.
Wait, a coin would fill it up the rest of the way?
So a coin would take you now from 1 segment to 2.
I tried it with a wrench. I couldn't get it undone.
Or try for another procedure to see if maybe it's more effective. Or you can be partially healed and let things play out.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
I'll be partially healed.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll help.
And then you said you wanted to train with your other.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna spend a coin to train.
One done.
Cool.
There should be another bit in the new one, like another one of these.
Tally that off.
Oh, you need to-
That's what I need. I need
It's pulled up.
the shaft is the same width as
Yeah.
the other one, so the head is bigger.
When we get Luca and
Right.
get back,
You have to use the other screwdriver.
we'll see what else Luca is doing.
All right.
You got me now?
Yes, you're back.
I don't know.
Now we just need Johnny back.
Do this.
Oh, there goes Sue. Sounds like they're talking about screwdrivers.
Yep.
Anyone orange? Where's Johnny? Oh no. Come back, Luca.
Can you hear me?
We could hear you.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you faintly now. Yes,
Who?
Sue. I can hear him anyway. Can you guys not hear him?
Sue?
Yeah. Could you guys hear him? What's going on? This is all very weird. I can hear you, but I don't know if you can hear me. Hey, Johnny's
Am I
back.
in?
Yes, you're back. I don't know what's
Yes.
going on here. Anyway,
I was relocating, so
Oh,
mine
okay.
probably
Okay.
didn't like it.
all right. So Sarge, Weaver finishes up and says, if this doesn't help as much as it should, feel free to come back. You should come see me immediately next time, not let it start to fester like that.
I see.
It's harder to fix when it's not fresh. But come see me anytime.
I will.
All right. So, Luca, you got a third thing you want to do?
Yeah, so I'm going to spend a coin and continue working on my long-term project.
Okay. Cool.
So I'm going to go check out my the little seeds that I've sown so far in the neighborhood to see how that's working. See how things are going the last week or so.
Cool. So you are, I believe we had you consorting with those folks?
I mean, it seems like it's the thing to be done. Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead and make your consort roll.
Is it risky? Is it controlled?
This one's controlled.
Okay.
'Cause you're driving the action here. You're not doing anything too crazy.
It's hope not. Oh, maybe I was doing it a little more crazy than I thought.
Yeah. So so you go talk to them, and they say, we've been putting the word out. These things take time.
Yep.
Got to let things develop. We can't push too much at once, or it gets to be a little suspicious. So, but trust us, we're getting the word out. I think you'll be happy when we finally see the results of this. But we must take our time.
That's fair.
So you will tick off one segment.
All right. I'll take one. Patience.
Yes, patience.
Patience is a virtue.
Remember, it's about the long haul. Yeah. Cool.
All right.
So I think that's all our downtime stuff done.
Does my XP bar immediately empty out and I get one of those skills?
So yeah, yep. Once it fills up, yeah. So then you get that. Yeah, you get that upgrade now. All set?
Yep.
All right. So, the guys have kind of dealt with the complications and any fallout from your last score, and worked on the things you wanted to work on. And so the next time you come together, the rumor that's been big around crows, but is, I mean, sort of, you hear rumblings about the crows. They hired this person to transport, and one of their takes from one of their gambling dens got knocked over on the way back to HQ, and a couple of guys a couple of their guards, haven't been seen out and about in a few days.
Whoops.
Some people think maybe they're in some hot water because they let some money get away. So the crows have kind of beefed security back up on their gambling dens in Crow's Foot, because they don't want to risk another pile of coin going missing. And then the other big thing that's kind of been mumbled about on the streets is bluecoats coming in and asking Rigney to step out back and have some words there. Rigney's a person fairly well. So maybe worth checking out what's going on there. Since some of the things you heard about that are things that about as a group. Things that have been talked about in various circles around Crow's Foot.
I think we should see Rigney.
But yeah, you guys are back
Yeah.
Back at the hideout here, figuring out what to do next.
Soup, are you talking?
Muted.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out if he was trying to talk or.
I think he was.
Soof? No sound.
I can't hear him.
Nope.
He said, "All right." Nope.
No.
I think he said, "How about now?"
Yeah.
Oh, the
Oh,
headphones came off.
Things are. Oh, it seemed like we had a realization there.
All right. What about now?
You're quiet, but we can hear you.
It's quiet.
Far away.
I'll work on
Might need
that.
Okay. You're orange and quiet, but we can hear you.
I'll take.
We'll get him. We'll get him back. Okay.
Any better?
Still kind of
A
quiet.
little louder, maybe.
No. Okay. Anyways,
Yeah. But we can.
You're gonna be
we take a look and check in on our friend Rigby.
That's better. Now you sound good.
It's the accent.
yeah. Yeah, we need to go. We need to go find out what's up with Rigney
Right? Why the blue coats would want him?
because they're bastards. That's why they
Well,
want.
I mean,
but
of course, but specifically.
oh, all right, yeah, you're right.
Useful for them also.
Let's go see if they were asking him about us.
We go to the tavern.
Also, you may
Get a
notice that
pint.
Sarge has a weird kind of herbal smell emanating from him.
Puka wants to ask, but he doesn't.
I mean, it's kind of pungent, and it's a little weird.
Yeah.
Weird sort of
Wow.
loamy kind of
I don't
herbal smell.
feel like I know him well enough yet to
Yep.
not get murdered in my sleep.
Oh, you wouldn't get murdered in your sleep.
He'd wait. Yeah, he would wait until you wake up.
Like as I'm waking up.
Yeah.
Still
Right, because
remember.
he would never murder anybody in their sleep.
No.
Nope.
Not that any of them remember, anyways.
Right.
Not without cause.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Yeah, we'll go to the tavern.
Go down to
Let's go
Rigny's.
check out Rigney. Yeah. Let's
Okay.
go for a drink.
Yeah.
All right. So you are going to. Well, you're not. You're not going far because it's in Crow's Foot. So this is.
Well, we're in.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We're in
Coleridge.
Coleridge.
You're in Coleridge. Yeah. So you do have to travel over to. Wait. Oh yeah, I forgot you live in Coleridge.
Yeah, our base is in Coleridge. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's
We're
right.
in a
And our
broken
hunting
down tower.
ground is
It's
not where we've been.
Charter Hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go there one day.
Yeah, when we're big enough.
But yeah, Rigney is in Crow's Foot. So you have to make your way over there, and it is on Candle Street. So if you're looking at Duskwall altogether, this is sort of on the northern edge of Crow's, so it's within shouting distance of the docks. So it's not too far away from there. It's right now. It's a cold night. I have this handy thing. There's a little bit of light music coming out of Rigney's. It's sort of like fiddle tune that's upbeat. But the street
Upbeat, like ska upbeat.
like best ska music. No, it's like a nice little Goblin reel. Goblin reel. Yep.
All right.
Is that where ska comes from? Ska?
Yeah.
Goblin,
From
yeah.
Scotland. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
And ska
Where's
music
Spirit come from?
is also from there. So it's on this little roundabout. So as you make your way around the roundabout at the end, Rigney's is sitting there. It is a stonework tavern. And as you go in, Rigney is at the bar as usual. And this place is, there's a bar that covers, comes out and does sort of a big U shape that covers the far wall. And there are some tables in the middle between the entrance and the bar, and then the two sides of it are lined with sort of dimly lit booths where people are gathered around, eating, drinking, talking to each other, but it's a little more private along the edges. And the center is a little more open. And then to your left, as you walk in the back, there's a small sort of raised dais where there's a fiddle player up there kind of playing the tunes. And then there's Rigney and two other bartenders behind the bar serving drinks. Fiddles, yes, fiddle ska.
Yeah, Puka will go right up to the bar and slam his hand on the table and say, Rigney, oh, it's good to see you, my favorite tender. Can I get a pint?
Of course. I've got some great stuff on tap. Would you like to try this new ale I've got in? I think you'll like it. So he goes and pours a big pint, sets it down. It's good to see you.
Aye, good to see you as well. How's the tavern holding up?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, as you can see, we got a full house or nearly full house in here tonight.
Oh, of course, you got good music.
Yes, we found this. You're with
Yeah,
Okay,
just
okay.
just to not stop the flow of dialogue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes, great little player. Just arrived here a couple weeks ago.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Well, and this is certainly good. I don't know what it is, and I don't need to.
Oh well, it's imported from the place where we truly know how to make a good ale.
Aye, of course.
I think you catch my meaning,
Aye, the only place that knows how to make ale.
right? And sir, what can I get for you tonight? Looking at you, Luca.
I'll also have one of these ales you speak of.
Ah, great. I'll be right back. And he goes and pours one and comes back. Enjoy. Cheers.
Cheers.
So, how are you fellas this fine evening?
Better now. And I'll kind of look around and see, how close anybody else is to us.
Mm-hmm.
So there are other people at the bar, but it's a few feet on either side of you.
Okay. I'll say that, and then I'll lean in close and wait for him to lean in. I heard though maybe you've been a little bit blue lately.
Well, sometimes you come down with a little case of the blues.
Oh, of course. But you're all right.
I'm okay.
All right. Okay. I mean, you'd let us know if you need anything, eh?
Oh, of course. No, I was just, trying to provide any information I could about some things that have been happening in Crow's lately.
Oh, what's been happening?
Oh, well, a little while ago, some gentlemen and ladies down a warehouse down at the docks were, well, the spirit wardens had to get down there and take care of several bodies.
Oh,
quite a massacre.
That sounds horrendous.
It was a bloody night for them, I guess you should say. Yeah, some of the folks from that sword school up there. Don't know what they were doing down in that warehouse, but
Aye.
they never left.
Sounds
Yeah,
bad.
strange, bloody business down there.
Aye, well, gangs, you know how they are.
Right, especially, lately here.
Why?
And
Crowswood's been a bit more dangerous to be in.
sure has.
That's
But,
already been dangerous.
Well, it's always an interesting place to be.
Aye.
And, sometimes it means more people have to blow off steam and, have a good nightcap. So
That works out for you.
it helps. I don't want anybody to get hurt, of course.
No, of course not. Of course not.
So far, until this, this business down there, nobody had really been killed yet in all the fighting. But yeah, things got quite rough. And then just the other night, other folks. No, nobody was killed this time, fortunately. But
Good.
yeah, some folks got in a little bit of an accident with their cart there, getting pulled by the goat, and I don't know, lost a good chunk of money from what I hear. And
Well, sounds mildly unfortunate.
yes, and
So-
they were just asking around if I, had heard anything. People come in here sometimes, loose lips and all that, and you overhear things. I assured them that I had no idea. I know just as much as anybody else around here about what happened.
Of course. Yeah, doesn't sound too bad at all.
Glad to hear none of you fellas got mixed up in any of that fighting so
Oh,
far.
no. You know me. Unless it's got to do with spirits, I don't have much interest.
Right? Yeah. Speaking of spirits,
Why?
you actually might be kind of keen on this.
Oh,
I,
aye, please.
A few nights ago, I had a gentleman come in. One of the one of the hunters who goes out on the ships, looking
Aye.
for the Leviathans. And here's they found some strange things out there in the void sea.
Well, I
and,
would expect they would.
one of them happened to pick up this little item and came back with it, and it had sort of strange markings all over it. And yeah, strange. Usually they aren't too bothered when they come back. They come back with the ship and they unload their what they took in their hunt, and be on their way out to sea again for another hunt. But this one, they were met right at the docks by some of the wardens, the spirit wardens.
Why?
And they made them hand it over, and they took it right off, probably back to Bellweather, I would imagine. But poor chap said he was hoping they thought he might be able to get good bits of coin out of it, strange rare artifact like that. Hoping
Right,
he
of
could
course.
hang on to it and sell it somewhere around town. But nope, Spirit Warden said, no, that's got to come with us, and wouldn't take no for an answer.
Mm.
Took it right off with him. Strange
Aye,
things.
well,
though.
they tend to be a bit peaky.
Yeah, about that, and you know about that sort of thing than I do. I just
Right,
hear rumors here and there about
Aye.
stuff like that. But
Did the man give a description of this strange item?
yeah, he said it was sort of a little, I don't know, an emblem. It was made of very dark metal with sort of strange markings on it that he didn't recognize, not in any language he knew or anything, but it appeared to be some kind of writing or some sort, in some kind of strange, strange ghost tongue or whatever it might be.
Well, that's quite interesting. That's quite strange. Oh, do you happen to know the gentleman? I mean, no, I'd love to talk to him a bit.
Don't know his name, but I remember what he looks like, and I would imagine you'd probably be able to find him down by the docks. He was in one of the ships, the Rachel down there. I think she's still down in port.
Oh,
So I imagine
we
he'd
can
be
ask there then.
right around there. The crew tends to have some work to do on the ships before they head back out, getting her outfitted and everything for going back out to sea.
Oh, sure.
So I imagine you could find him on board. Just one of the crew there.
I appreciate it. I'll give him a chat with.
Yeah, I thought that might be kind of up your alley, with the spirits and whatnot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but he seemed to be really sad to have let it go.
Well, of course. Why would you want to let go of something so strange and interesting?
Right.
And of course, for the coin.
Right. Yeah, like I said, he seemed to think it would be worth a pretty.
Well, I'll ask him about it. There's nothing I can do about it, but
Spirit wardens wouldn't just take it to sell it for the coin that they're hoping it was worth, right?
yeah, I don't know. What do I know about spirit wardens and their? I mean, they're not like blue coats, as far as I understand, where they're corrupt.
No, I mean there are some who do the job better than others, but generally their thing is they want to make sure that they control the spirit activity in Duskwall. So, they're not gonna. This is not the kind of thing they would turn around and then sell to somebody or let back out into the city in any way. They would want to find out what it is and what it does, and if it's harmless, fine, right? It can just sit around. They can, store it somewhere, and if it's dangerous, then they'll destroy it in the same way that they destroy bodies, or they'll find some way to try and destroy it. If it's something that can be destroyed via the ectoplasmic, procedures that they use to destroy spirits and bodies, great. If it's just sort of like some item that houses a spirit or is a conduit for a spirit in some way, if it's more than that, then they'll do some research. They have whispers, they have other arcane individuals who will try to figure out what it is and how they can unmake it before it causes any problems. So it's not the kind of thing they would generally let back out into the city.
So Puka will turn to Sarge. Oh, no, I don't think they're going to just turn around and sell it. They're not, they're not like blue coats. No, they'd probably rather study it, make sure it's not dangerous to anyone.
And then if it's dangerous, they destroy it?
Aye.
We're using whatever bath they put the people into.
Aye. Or whatever they can use.
What's the point in learning about it if they're just going to destroy it?
Well, that's why me and the Spirit Wardens don't quite see eye to eye about, most things.
Well, like, what's the best case scenario for them?
It depends. Someone would say the best case scenario is that it's something apocalyptic that they can, destroy and feel good about. Just because, they're wankers. They like to feel good about destroying things.
Do they learn what it does for the purpose of saying, hey, look what we just saved you from?
Yeah, I don't know. Are Spirit Wardens like boastful in that way?
Not typically, no.
Okay.
They don't generally even really talk about their work. Because again, they're this kind of secret society, right? Like they don't talk about being a Spirit Warden. They come out, they get bodies, they take them back to Bellweather, or they retrieve stuff like this, take it back to Bellweather. They're inside there doing whatever they do at the crematorium, and that's their business. And they don't generally pay too much attention as long as nobody interferes. They'll come into a place, they'll scoop up whatever they're there for, and they'll leave.
No. It's not about boasting. They just, they really like their jobs, I guess.
So what's the chance though that if they found an artifact, and I mean, we know about it already, that other groups haven't heard about it and decide that some artifact could pay well to boost their fortunes.
It's true.
Or a Spirit Warden. It's one thing I've learned living in this city my whole life is nobody is incorruptible.
It may be worth asking around. Of course, this is, I assume, a little more huddled, not like...
Yeah, no, I'm not saying this out loud.
Yeah.
This is lowly whispered at the bar as we're talking. I mean, I don't actually mind if Rigby hears me say what I'm saying, but
it's Rigby.
Yeah. Good old Rigby.
Just kind of...
Yeah, maybe worth asking around a bit, seeing if somebody already has a piqued interest, and perhaps we get on board or get ahead
and acquire it.
Correct.
And then use it.
No,
maybe depends on what it is and what it does. It could be worth studying.
Could be a weapon.
It
I'll
just
tell
be
you.
worth prestige.
Fellow there seemed to think it was quite defined. No expert in the spirit world, I don't imagine he was, although, they do hunt those things, so probably knows a little bit about what he's dealing with. It did seem to think it was a right powerful or, valuable item he had there.
Could be both.
Indeed.
Well, I'd say that's worth taking a look at. Though I don't know that. It's something we could pull off on our own. Spirit Wardens are the Spirit Wardens.
I mean, we don't really even know where to find them, to be honest.
Yeah, so, they're
in Bellweather. Yeah,
like they're a secret society, but we know where they are. We just don't know much about them.
Crematorium is.
I mean,
right, getting into Bellweather is no small feat.
Whew, no, imagine that.
You'll need quite the means to get in there. You'll either need some help, or you'll need to appear to be Spirit Wardens, I suppose.
Yeah, well, we're screwed.
This is a job for a different tier.
Getting in there won't be easy. Although I have heard that there's you hear things, and I've also heard that some of the Red Sashes are going to try and get in there and get one of the people back. Get to the bottom of what happened. Before the Spirit Wardens put it out of reach, so to speak.
That makes sense. It's a good idea on their part.
So I wouldn't. At least they don't think it's impossible to get in there.
Right?
And you hear tales every once in a while of somebody managing to do it.
We should help them.
Re.
We could really help them solve that problem of figuring out who did it.
At least temporarily. Well, Riding has been wonderful. Appreciate it as always. You've given us a lot to think about, as always.
Well, as you know, I hear things here and there.
Oh, we appreciate that about you. I'll put something a little bit extra.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, much appreciated. And
Then enjoy the evening.
hope you fellas have a good night and
Hey,
don't
and
get
you?
into too much trouble out there.
No, not too much. Just enough.
Just the right amount of trouble.
Of course.
All right, well, you take care.
Somebody remind me what Bellweather is.
It's a place.
Yeah, so that is,
I've been looking through until I can find it.
it's in Charter Hall.
Oh, that's good.
Yep.
That, I mean, it's bad.
So it is,
Close.
so Bellweather
Oh,
Crematorium.
it's the crematorium.
Yep. So that's
Right.
where the spirit bells are, and the rookery. So the crows that fly out around the city when there's.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Lost John.
We were telling
Yep.
them about Bellweather.
Oh, yep. And he got taken by the spirit wardens.
Yep. See, you asked too
Are
many
the crows
questions.
like actual regular crows or like different?
So these crows that come out of Bellweather appear like for all appearance are crows. They're big black birds, but obviously they're Death Seeker crows, so they're special in some way. So something the spirit wardens do at Bellweather gives them this ability to find spirits, find dead bodies around town, and alert the spirit wardens to where they are. So yeah, it's this big. Bellweather Crematorium is, like a lot of the other buildings in Charter Hall, is this big stone building with massive columns and kind of these sculptured exterior features. Charter Hall is one of the oldest parts of the city, so a lot of the construction here is pre-cataclysmic. A lot of this stuff is old. Which kind of fits with, it's courts, it's offices, banks, record archives. It all has that kind of like, more ancient architecture. And so Bellweather is this big stone building with the rookery on the top, and the spirit bells. And what goes on in there, not a lot of people really have the details, but it is known that the spirit wardens take bodies and other things that they find into the crematorium and somehow incinerate them in electroplasm to destroy the ghosts before they're let out into the world. But yeah, as far as you guys know, it's generally spirit wardens and go in and out, or people who the spirit wardens bring with them for some reason. So people generally don't go in and out on their own unless they are, unless they are authorized by spirit wardens to go in. The exception is kind of the imperial. So the spirit wardens are a branch of the imperial government. They are not part of Duskwall hierarchy at all. So imperial officials who show up sometimes do go in and out Bellweather, but sort of officials in Duskwall who are like that sort of Duskwall level power don't walk freely in and out of Bellweather. And some of that is that, like, is the sort of authority thing, right? Like the Imperial authority is far above anything in Duskwall, so they don't want to tread on that. Also, a lot of people just don't want to go where they're melting bodies in ectoplasm because.
Sure.
Right, those poor spirits.
Yeah. And it's mysterious. Like nobody really knows what's going on in there. The spirit wardens are kind of creepy. These dudes like go around in masks and pick up bodies and do weird ghost.
What do their masks look like?
They're all. I mean, everybody kind of has their own.
Yeah, because different spirit masks are different, right?
Yeah. So
Like
so like Puka's, yours is kind of unique to you.
Right, like, and I actually linked it. So in my bio and info, I ended up finding something I'm, at least for now, using as my spirit mask. When you put on a spirit mask, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. I never looked at it. I want to see what your spirit mask looks like.
I just added it tonight.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like it. But yeah, the thing they have in common is that they are all they all have eye holes, and very small, either nose holes or mouth holes, or both. Like the masks are mostly solid. And generally, when you see the spirit wardens around town, you can't see their eyes. The way these masks are, it just looks dark there. And so it's pretty effective at obscuring their faces entirely. Because they don't want anybody to know their identity ever.
So we kill a bunch of people, and then a squad comes out, and then we kill them and take their masks.
There you go.
And then just walk in.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Easy.
Then we walk in with a bunch of dead bodies, like we're supposed to be.
Right.
Like, hey, we found the dead people. Here they are.
Right, they were just
Let's
outside.
melt them.
Yeah, real quick. So yeah, back at the lair. So what do we think? Something we'd be interested in?
No.
What about the part where the Red Sashes might get back a sash?
That's the part that's relevant.
Do we watch the Red Sashes and hit them in transit if they're successful?
Or we help the spirit wardens make sure the Red Sashes fail.
But then we don't get the item.
And they don't get their sash.
And the spirit
we don't get the
warden
item.
We might not get the item, but we might be able to get something out of the Red Sashes, if not worth as much. While also keeping our anonymity intact.
By participating in something that we shouldn't be participating in to start with?
No, by helping the spirit wardens realize that the Sashes are planning something nefarious.
So we're going to go knock on their door and say, hey, the Red Sashes are about to hit you.
I mean, that's
and they're
one
going to
option.
trust. They're going to trust us.
Well, no, I mean, that's maybe where we need to do a little bit of espionage. Find out exactly what the Red Sashes are going to do. That's right, I'm a shadow. Find out what the Red Sashes are going to do, then trade that information to the spirit wardens.
What exactly are you trying to get out of the spirit wardens? Because I don't really want anything from them unless we get this artifact.
Well, the only thing I want is for them not to have a sash free and loose to let know that Sarge is Sarge.
Well, they don't know that right now.
Right, but they get their sash back, they might.
Yeah, they don't need to learn anything.
I don't like the Spirit Wardens. If I haven't made that clear, I'll make it clear now. But I also don't exactly want us being known for killing the Red Sashes. It's going to make life a bit more difficult then.
Hmm.
And if we can get something out of it, great. Even if it's not the item in question.
Cricket, thoughts?
I don't know. Seems risky. Could be fun.
So we need to get the item, get rid of the sash, and kill some more red sashes.
So I think I was having internet issues when the sash part was coming up. What is this thing about the sash?
Oh, yeah. So the Red Sashes may be planning to infiltrate the Spirit Wardens to get back one of their dead bodies, to talk to that spirit and then find out how they died.
Oh, I thought that they were going to hit it just to get the artifact.
Oh, no. As far as I understood, like they were going for a body in order to find out that we murdered them all.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he suggested.
That was all broken up.
Might be trying to get one of their bodies back out of Bellweather
Before
it's
the
destroyed.
spirit gets destroyed.
Got you.
Yep.
I thought I was just a take on the artifact. Okay, well then, yeah, that would be much more problematic then.
Right.
However, I only see this really going down one way. There's going to be more red sash bodies when this is over with.
You mean
If they die near one of those ectoplasm pools, we can just toss them in there.
See, Sarge hasn't killed anybody in 2 weeks, so
it's getting itchy?
you know. Yeah.
That we know of.
That's true. That we know of.
True.
At least not on its board.
Well, we haven't had any ghosts show up in the walls in a week, so I don't know. I feel like he's doing okay.
But I mean, we don't need to kill any of the sashes. We just need to find out enough information to trade it to the Spirit Wardens, and there you have it. Spirit Wardens can deal with the rest.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with that. But they're going to already be a little trigger happy. They even sniff the sashes. And if they even sniff that like something is coming.
Sounds like a daring plan.
And then we're going to go try to work with the Spirit Wardens who you've already said you don't like.
Right. But I like the sashes knowing about us even less than I like the Spirit Wardens.
All right, let's go.
I mean, hey, if we can find some good information, that'll be good. And we don't necessarily have to find it from the sashes directly. It's not like we have to infiltrate them. Maybe we could if we want, but maybe we can find a way around it. See if we got some contacts that perhaps could lend us a little hand.
Could we use the Sash's infiltration as our distraction to make the steal of the artifact?
Also possible.
Do a little bit of both. Inform on the Sashes and hit them when they're less protected.
See, the way he said hit them when they're less protected seems to imply that there's going to be violence and bodies on the ground when this is over with.
For the item. That's a hit.
Right. It's a hit. Right.
That's a hit.
All right.
Nobody died.
New to this, I don't know the lingo.
Luca goes over and starts loading his guns.
Plan Luca. I think that'd be great.
We could
figure
try.
out the Red Sashes plan. Sabotage that plan for the wardens to know. We don't even have to inform them. We could just make sure that the Sashes are noticed, set some traps or something that bring attention to their activity, and then go in whatever way would be least protected.
Could try. Though, I mean, they seem like a reasonably put together group, the wardens. I don't know that they're going to have much of a less protected method, and since none of us at least have been inside, it'd be interesting to try and figure out where we're supposed to really go or what we're supposed to really do. And
I might have a guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know Charter Hall real well.
Yeah, it's just our hunter.
Does a blood dealer? Would a blood dealer go in there?
Or a spirit trafficker?
Okay. Blood dealer. It was blood dealer.
A blood dealer?
Blood dealer.
I don't know what a blood.
That's
Jewel.
Whatever a blood dealer is.
I already Googled it. It sounds like it's not well defined. So we get to make it what we want it to be.
I hope you used a VPN when you did that.
I put Blades in the Dark next to it. Does that help?
I'm sure it does.
So
Could that be an ectoplasm dealer? Thought it might be nice for my inventions if I need them for some stuff.
So yeah, I mean, it could be somebody who is mixed up in sort of, ectoplasmic blood, ghost blood, things like that. And as far as the spirit trafficker,
Probably not.
that's somebody. I mean, they would know of kind of what they do and things like that, but their business kind of relies on the spirit ward not doing their job
Right.
correctly.
Right.
And the spirit wardens would probably prefer that spirit traffickers were not a thing,
Right.
because that means that they're not doing their job.
Right.
So while they know of spirits and things like that, and might be able to give you some hints about spirit warden stuff. They're not going to know like the ins and outs of Bellweather necessarily.
Right.
And kind of similarly with a blood dealer, again, not somebody who's going to necessarily know the ins and outs of Bellweather specifically, but can potentially give you some information about spirit wardens, how they operate, further insight into what they do, just because of their connections and the people they traffic with.
This kind of sounds like it could be 2 scores. Like we have to spy first on Red Sashes to learn their plan, and then if we do, we have to
potentially lead to
sabotage
a
and So maybe we just try the first score first and see what we learn, because they might actually have information that we could use. Maybe they know the ins and outs.
Layout and things. Like if they're planning on hitting it, they may be further along in the planning process than us. No, that's a really good point.
But that'd be some.
Is that,
noticed
is that
it all,
something we can do,
kinda.
Josh? Can we parse this out so that we have score number 1 and score number 2?
Yeah, so you could, if you want to kind of use trying a score that's targeting the Red Sashes to figure out kind of what they're up to and what they might do, and then use that as a lead into a score that involves Bellweather, potentially the artifact, potentially the red sash body, potentially both, then yeah, you could certainly do that. And kind of based on the results of the first one, decide how you would proceed, if at all, with the second part of it. So yeah, definitely.
But the second one gets us almost to nothing. Our first one gets us almost nothing, right?
Well, so it gets us information.
Yep.
And that information potentially could be sold. Right? Like, that's the whole point of espionage.
Yeah.
For us. So, I mean, if the first one's like, we can't really use this to do the second score, but we could sell this to somebody, either sell it to the spirit wardens, or if they're not really somebody who would buy it, sell it to somebody who could bring it to the spirit wardens who would actually want that information. We could find a buyer essentially for whatever we find, depending on the quality of what we find.
Yep. Or potentially, you may find what you're looking for, and also additional information about what Red Sashes are up to that could be useful to the Crows or the Lamp Blacks, or some other faction that you identify within Duskwall that might want to know about, whatever other information you happen to uncover in the course of this very espionage-sounding mission. So yeah, so there is a way to get potential coin, and also all the other stuff, rep and things like that out of it. If you want to try to hit the Red Sashes
Again.
Just buying this time.
Yeah.
Right. Hit. Like,
Just
I say hit. Like, it doesn't mean what we think it means.
Peacefully.
Right.
Love tap. It's love tapping.
Yep.
We're gonna love tap the Red Sashes.
Yeah.
Love tap. Right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll love it.
Yeah. I'm sure they will.
Yeah. I mean, like when people mess up their plans.
So where are we going to? I mean,
How?
the Red Sashes are throughout the whole city, and we're just like gonna go down to their HQ and knock on the door and be like, "Hey, we're here to spy on you."
I think that's where it becomes either a social or a deception approach. Like, it could be a social approach where we need to work through the connections. We need to figure out what the connections are, find our 6 points of separation, and either get the information that way or get the information on how do we get in order to, whether that's stealing documents or whatever we might do.
Yeah. And also
or a deception, we try and deceive our way in, or a stealth, and we don't knock on the front door. We go through the top window.
Yeah, and you do know where they're. So if you look at the Crow's map, which do I still have here? Do I have that as a page? I do. Oh wait, I moved myself to it, but not you. Hang on, I can fix that.
Number 4.
So yeah, number 4 here on the map is the Falling Star. It's their academy, basically, where they teach this Falling Star style of Arukian swordplay, because they're just a sword fighting academy.
Yeah.
Of course.
Not a gang that runs luxury drug dens.
Exactly.
This headquarters is just a school.
All right. And schools have documents, which we will procure.
Yep. But you do know that is their headquarters. That's their sort of seat of power, where anything that the faction is doing as a whole would originate there.
And can we let that whatever roll you make at the beginning of a score determine how well we gathered information prior to getting in? Is that kind of how that would work? Like,
so yeah, I mean, if you're deciding to just sort of
this is the right location, and
so
where we might go in or look or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're deciding to just go for it and try to get in here somehow, that could potentially. I mean, again, you always have the option to, try to get information beforehand. You can, you can do that sort of like gather information bit where you're trying to figure out what's the best way to do it, or yeah, you can just say, all right, this is how we're getting in there. We're going to do deception or social or stealth. Figure out where we're getting in, and then, yeah, we'll see how much useful information you get when you get in. But that is up to you guys.
Let's do it.
You just want to jump in, let the engagement roll determine how much we know going in. Daring.
Sure.
That is daring.
That's the crew.
I mean, I thought that was I'm just trying to get into the spirit of what the
Right.
like the game is designed to be, right? The jump in kind of.
Yeah.
Because we could plan, but we could also just roll
That's
and
the
figure
thing,
out what
if
we
you're-
found out.
Yeah, if you're saying, hey, this is their HQ, they got to have something useful there, just go in and see what we find, then, yeah, you're just
We'll
jumping
hope for
right
a
in,
good engagement roll.
jumping right into the score. And
So we're raiding their HQ to try to find information about their raid, their upcoming raid on.
Spirit Wardens.
on
Primarily,
Bellweather.
yeah.
And then if you discover other stuff along the way, cool, bonus.
You know,
So it'd be a
information,
sneak
coin.
or stealth, rather.
Yeah, you're going to try to trespass through the mansion and pick up what information you can without getting spotted.
So the only thing I'd say, though, is that
More of a-
the engagement roll is a fortune roll, right?
It is.
And it's partially determined by how much work we've done leading up to it.
Yeah, so it's, one of it is like, is this bold? Yes or no? Or is it like really complex and has all these moving parts? Do you have a vulnerability that you're exposing? Or are they aware that, are they making special preparations against somebody doing this thing? If you get aid or insight from friends or contacts, that helps your engagement roll. Other things that are going on around it can potentially help your engagement roll. But the engagement roll always, again, assumes that you are approaching this as intelligently as possible with the
Right.
information that you have.
But if you've done a little more legwork, you could get extra dice, which can help.
Yes.
That said, I'm perfectly happy just jumping in, and what'll happen will happen. Especially with it being 11.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Try to get a score in before.
Before midnight.
If we're gonna do it, do it. If not,
I mean, in character, this doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but
that's because
if we just want to jump the score. Let's go.
we spent some time figuring the case in the joint or whatever, but we'll roll for that.
Right. That's essentially what it is.
I'm just saying that, like, we're gonna walk into the Red Sash headquarters with all these Red Sashes right on training and sword. We're just gonna like weave our way right in and be like, "Excuse me, let me take these documents," and we're gonna. I mean, it just doesn't. But let's go. We jumped in.
Johnny, here's the problem.
I'm
It
ready
sounds
to kill
like you're
some people.
asking.
Fuck it.
We're not
I
asking.
get XP. I get XP for all the people I kill. I get XP for all the people I kill. It's time to start just guns out.
Yeah, they got sword,
out.
man.
Let's go.
We're not going against the.
Yeah, bring a gun to a
Gunslinging
sword fight.
gang.
It'll be fine. It'll be good.
Guns out.
See, Luca had this whole idea of how this crew is going to go. He's now like, all right, let's just run in there and kill some dudes.
The hell with it.
I've
This is
had
what we're
enough.
doing.
This is how we're
We're
going to
take it by force.
Right.
It wasn't my. Yeah. Taking it by force. Let's go.
All right. So, yeah, we're doing assault.
Okay. Whoa.
Yep.
No.
That's right. Every single score from now on is assault. Sarge, go nuts, man.
Just a little bit of salt. Just a touch of salt for flavor.
Yeah, that's right.
Touch assault.
So, yeah, stealth.
Yeah, I guess we're stealthing our way in.
Oh yeah,
We
we're
could also
stealthing.
social our way in.
Good.
You should. You can
I'm
try
not
to.
the
also-
best at that. I'm not the worst at it.
But
I'm not good at it.
Yeah, again, I mean,
Well,
this
clearly
is
you wouldn't be doing it. You'd
Sam
be
one dot
stealthing.
at it.
We
Sarge
might social
should be
while
really
you
good at
stealth.
stealthing.
and And I mean, this is
Yeah, we could call it a stealth if we got to call one for the crew.
and this is a, it's an academy, so there
Could be
are
students.
ways to, potential students or people who have some kind of interest in a martial academy of.
I mean, yeah, we went on the tour, obviously.
Right.
I took my daughter on the tour and pretended
Right.
like she wanted to
Learn.
just to see what it was like, see which hallways were off limits.
Well, and so like, because I know if we're doing stealth, we need an entry point. So I guess probably our entry point would be
Whatever we.
wherever we found out we just weren't supposed to go. So if there's a window, whether that's up high or not, some type of non-front door entry.
If you were, just sort of looking at other ways in, this is a mansion that was then, transformed into a school. So there are several, throughout the building, there are several balconies with, sort of like French doors that open outward onto the balcony so that people can be on the balcony enjoying the view. There are other just large windows around with no balconies. So there are a lot of potential places. The balconies are obviously easier to get to because all you got to do is get up on the balcony and then someone can get in through the door. Which again are just, they're basically like giant windows. They're glass panes and. There are plenty of potential ways in if you don't want to just walk in the front.
Thoughts around the table?
Balcony sounds great.
Balcony.
Yeah, hop up on a balcony and get in here. All right.
Yep. Get
Excellent.
inside.
Yeah. So we're doing a stealth and trying to hop in a balcony. Which side do you want to go for? So we got basically these three sides are the ones that you can find.
Park, river,
Yeah,
street,
park
or
side. Yep.
street.
Riverside or street side.
I'd say Riverside. Well, I don't know. That's got a dock on the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like they almost have a private dock with the way that.
Yeah.
It's like water.
Yeah, they got their own little. It's a mansion. Yeah, it's not to be unexpected that they have their own little dock back there.
If we go from the tree side, I can rig up a zip line to get us out. That's always a fun way to get out.
Zip line our way out.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So which side do you want to try? Are we trying Parkside with the zip line?
Yeah. We need zip line exit.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So let's do.
Not the Riverside.
All right.
Not with what's swimming below now.
Right. Not the Riverside.
Okay, that's a good engagement roll.
That's a great one. Oh no, that's 2 3s.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's not a
I
six.
saw the
It's
6.
2 3s. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Hey, but we're gonna get a lot of experience for this.
Yep. Because you're starting.
We blast our way out of the
Desperate.
Red Sash Academy.
It's great. Everything's just fine here. Nothing. Yeah, nothing to be worried about.
Can we resist that?
No.
Oh, not
Okay.
this one.
All right. Just thought I'd ask.
We might be resisting a lot of other things.
Yeah.
All right.
We also might just be running.
That's cool.
All right.
Just make sure you.
No,
say
we got to decide our loads.
Oh yeah, decide what your load is.
Definitely bringing my Demon Bane charm because that's an always. I'll bring my Ghost Key.
Ooh,
Who knows how
Sounds-
they lock things up?
sounds good.
It's a good
Whatever
thing.
that is.
I mean, if there's a ghost lock, I've got a Ghost Key.
Ghost key. That seems
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I'm going normal
I
load.
guess I probably shouldn't bring my cat.
Oh, the cat's perfect
They probably
lookout.
don't allow. They probably don't allow my pet into the school though.
No,
well,
I
we
mean,
aren't asking again.
Leave
Yeah.
him in the park.
I don't think they want to allow any.
All right, I'll leave him in the park.
Cool.
Yeah, there you go.
can distract people and
Hanging out in the park.
See the cat for a lookout. All right. So what's going on here is you guys go across to this park, and Cricket, you're rigging up a zip line, is the idea?
I mean, the idea was, maybe I'd trail some some cord behind so that once we get up to the balcony, I could rig it up. Yeah.
Like tie off to a tree in the park somewhere and then bring it along.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So you guys get up to a balcony. You manage to climb up there, and
Sweet.
you're on
Better
the third.
than I thought.
Yeah. So you're on the third story of this mansion, and Cricket's rigged up this. Is setting up this line so that you can zip down from here to the park. When you get back out to this balcony with all your new information and get out of here. And you've been watching the door, or watching through the window here for signs of anything. And it's been dark in this room. You've been listening occasionally at the door, and are not hearing anything. So it seems pretty quiet. You get in, so you manage to kind of work the lock and jimmy this door open, get in, and you're closing the door behind you, and you're in a room that's sort of this big kind of parlor. This is a pretty fancy mansion on the inside. So nice wall hangings, this beautiful carved woodwork, fine furniture, and everything seems pretty quiet. As you sort of get your bearings, you realize there's not really much in this room. So you're going to have to make your way elsewhere within the mansion. And so you kind of peek out. You look out where you are, and you're on the third floor, and there's a hallway. And there is a banister that overlooks sort of a larger room. So kind of the way this mansion is set up is the floor you're on looks over down into the bottom floor, like the ground floor of this, where there's this nice big open kind of marble entryway with this grand staircase that leads up to the different floors. And then it's sort of this, this big rectangle that leads around, and it looks like there are small rooms, and if you're looking at the map, you can kind of see the shape of this building. There are small rooms I can draw on here along these parts of the corridor, and then each corner of the mansion looks like it has a larger room in the corner. So there are basically 2 doors on each wall here, and then a door and a door on each corner that look like they will lead into the larger room that makes the corner of this mansion. And it looks like that's the setup for each floor as you look down. So the only one that doesn't have rooms, I know this is like a crude, dumb little drawing, but this entryway here does not have, this front entrance, F, does not have extra rooms along it. It does have the big rooms in the corners, but you have that's mostly dominated by the entryway, this big marble foyer, and the grand staircase that leads up. So so that you kind of get a sense of what the inside of this looks like. And as you do that, kind of peek out, you catch a glimpse down this hallway of coming around or coming out of the doorway of. Let me switch back here. Coming out of the doorway of this room, onto the hallway that you are on, there is what looks like sort of an evening patrol. And as you kind of peek at them for a little bit, they go into this first room and spend a little time in there and then come back out and shut the door. So it looks like they're going room to room. Kind of checking each room to make sure nothing's out of sorts. And they are making their way from the first room to the second room. So these hallways are long. So it takes them a little time to walk from that first doorway to the second, but they are en route to that second room now. And so in a few minutes, they're going to be coming to the room that you're in to check it. So this patrol, you guess, was not passing by, and they must have been working their way up the building. So that's why you haven't heard anything yet. But now, at the time that you happen to be going in, they are making their way down the hallway that you are on towards your position.
Are there places in this room to hide?
I mean, there are places that you could attempt to hide, but you don't know how thoroughly they're
Curtains.
searching.
We're all behind the curtains.
Right?
I
All
mean,
behind the
they're,
curtains.
they're looking
So-
in rooms, not expecting to find anything.
Yeah. There are, yeah, just put the lampshade over your head.
Lampshade on.
Stand real straight.
Yes.
Lampshade over that. Yeah, so there are, there are the big curtains on the window. There's like a large armoire. Some sort of like, large sort of wooden, not exactly like we would think of a sofa, but sort of like a settee, this sort of like nice upholstered wooden thing that you could maybe try to slide underneath. But again, you don't know how thoroughly they're checking these rooms.
How many did you say?
It's a group of 4.
4.
And they are armed with swords, as are Red Sashes typically.
I can.
Why don't we just move down the hallway to another room?
Like while
Well,
they're in the room.
Right, they go in a room. We move down the hallway. We'll stay rooms ahead of them.
We can try.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're here for.
Right.
Yep.
Or if we want to, we can work through the rooms they've already been in. So when they go in a room, go past and go into a room they've
But
already been in.
But we got to get behind them, though.
Well, I mean, it's a.
Oh, you mean like
right-
when they go in a room? When they go in a room, we run past the door and then we go behind them.
Yeah.
maybe less running, but yes. And that way,
We got to
instead
move
of
quickly.
them,
Plus,
yeah,
are they locking the doors behind them?
we'll have to find out.
So that's going to take some time too to open a locked door.
I assume on this floor, they're
Quietly.
gonna lock
would-
the
But
doors.
it would probably, I mean, if they're locked, I assume they're locked in front of us as well as behind us.
That is true.
And actually, that's something like, was this door locked when we went to go look in the hallway? Did we have to unlock it?
You did have to unlock it, yes.
So yeah.
From-
So yeah, from the inside, we
So there we go.
flip the lock. So we actually would need to lock this door as well. If we want to
Well,
make
let's
sure
go.
that they don't get suspicious.
Let's run
So what-
behind
they're-
them.
They are
What
now
room are we
going-
actually in?
So you are in. So there's. I didn't draw enough little dots, but there are. So there are This is getting silly. Hang on. You know what? I'm gonna make another page.
We're in we're in the corner room, and there's like 4 or 5 rooms, right?
Let's move over here. All right. So we're gonna draw some stuff. This will be beautiful. Also, by the way.
Let's go to the door that they just came out of.
All right. So there's this room, and then the hallway. So, with other rooms. That continues back. And there are 3 rooms on this hallway. And then there's the big corner room down here. And so you guys are in this 3rd room. Right there.
Okay.
Yep. And they are actually just going into the 2nd room right now. The
Gotcha.
Red Sashes are going in. They came out of the 1st room, locked the door, and they are going into the 2nd room to check it, and you guys are in the 3rd.
So let's hustle down to 1 then.
Or the big room. Get ourselves a little farther.
Let's hustle down the hallway. Go. We run. I leave the room and I head down the hallway. Y'all told me to stop planning. We're done planning. Let's move. We're running
As a group, we group stealth down the hallway.
Okay.
I'm sure that's how we got here.
Down the hallway.
Lock that door behind us.
I can lead a group action of stealthing down the hallway.
Prowling.
All right, Sarge, you're first. Go.
All right. So you guys are trying to get past door number 2 without them hearing you. And are you trying to get into 1, or are you trying to get in that big room on the corner?
1.
See if
Because it's
one's
right
unlocked.
One it is.
You were able to watch enough to see them lock it. So they did come out, lock up 1, and then go unlock 2, go in.
Big room's probably locked.
Is there electricity in this house?
There is, yes. There are electric fixtures on the walls in the hallway.
Are there ceiling fans?
No, not that you've seen.
Damn. I was just thinking about putting a little pixie dust on the fan and making it turn on.
Blow the fan out.
When they come in and turn the light on, get themselves doused.
That's like some spy versus spy stuff right there.
That's right. That's good.
All right, group stealth. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. How does this work? I just click prowl?
So all of you are rolling prowl, and we take the so we take the best roll out of all of that. So everybody who's participating is doing this, and then the best single roll applies to everybody who is participating in the action.
Is it desperate for everybody?
I
We
assume
all
it's
get
desperate.
XP?
You are all desperate because
Yeah.
you came in a desperate position. So you are all making a desperate roll. Yes.
Desperate standard.
Yes, desperate standard effect.
Well, I've got my fine shadow cloak on, so it's desperate great for me.
Ooh, a puka.
I roll a 1.
Yeah.
I rolled a 6.
Don't worry
Luckily we're together.
Prowl.
Puka said, don't do that. Puka.
You start tromping, and I'm like, no, quietly.
That's not. I didn't.
Prowess.
He's trying to resist. How's the
Resist.
having it? He
Resist the
sees
prowl.
the consequences coming.
Well, so far we got a 6.
So we get XP in the attribute. Is that what you said?
Yeah, in prowess.
We got to always do this desperate
Prowess?
business.
Yeah, because prowess. Oh no, I'm
Sure do.
sorry. Yeah, because that's where prowl is. So we get 1 XP in prowess.
Yeah. My first one of those.
All right. So because of Puka,
Job,
you
Puka.
do manage to move very quietly past door number 2 to 1. So you get to So you get to 1, which is locked. But they have not come out of 2 yet, and they don't. There's no, commotion or like they saw somebody zip by in the hallway. Good.
I guess desperately try and pick the lock, or do we want to try and more quickly make it silent and wreck the lock? What would our plan?
Well, if we wreck the lock, though, isn't it going to be loud?
Well, that's why if me or
silent
Sarge
potion?
makes it silent.
Use the silent potion.
Yeah.
I do love
Oh.
that silent potion.
Yeah.
Let's pick it.
All right, I'll try and. Oh yeah, we'll try and pick it.
Okay. So
Desperately.
Who's picking?
Is that Tinker or is that?
yeah, yep. Tinker is pick a lock. So you're desperately
But
trying.
then
to
don't-
get
Sounds
into
like
it.
you then.
But then don't you have like fine burglary tools?
Yeah, I have
Sarge?
burglary. Yeah, we all do. I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have regular, but he has
fine
like
ones.
fine burglary tools.
Oh, fine burglary tools.
So the effect is greater.
What are
So
they?
his effect is greater, but my roll is I have 2 dots on Tinker, so I don't know which is actually better.
Can you use his tools? So like he would have brought them, so it's part of his load, but you can use them.
Yeah, I can hand them off to you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, you can
all
be
right.
like,
I assume we can't take a group Tinker. So
no, it's a little. This kind of thing is a little too
We
much
all
for like
get
all
in there
four of
and
you.
help.
Like, yeah, that's
get
gonna
out of the
make
way.
It's gonna make it work.
Get out of the way.
Me and Sarge tried that. We're opening the chest and we broke the lockpick in there. But yeah.
Yeah, you guys. So you were doing an assist. I think like Sarge was trying to
Yeah,
hold the pin in there. While
yeah,
so
I'm kidding.
you can
yeah.
do assists on things like this, where somebody's trying to help you out with it by like
Oh,
being the steady hand while you
Yeah,
try
I'll
to work.
assist. I'll take the stress and assist.
I'm ready to pounce on anything coming out that door.
Okay, so this is a desperate lockpick.
Because you don't
All
have
right,
a whole
we
lot
really
of time.
need a 6.
The red
With a
sash
bonus.
The
is
effect
right
is
here.
the effect is boosted, or the bonus die, or what's the deal?
The effect is boosted, and you get a bonus die for my assist.
So effect is standard, or is that?
So I'm setting the
I'm
effect
still-
at standard, but you would get increased effect if the roll is successful.
Bonus die.
Yeah, so
'cause
basically the
of-
same thing as getting a critical.
And you can still take 2 stress to get another die if you feel you would want or need that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
That was good.
There it is.
That is
That
good.
was very good.
It's a lot of dice.
And that was probably a good one to have a lot of dice on. So yeah, so just as you manage to get that lock open, you do start to hear people coming out of door number 2, but the lock is open.
All right, get in.
Get inside
Go in.
quietly.
Go in.
Going into room
There's-
number 1.
4 red sashes in here.
Hopefully nobody's in here.
There's 4 red sashes in here.
So you get into room number 1, and there are actually 2 red sashes in here, but this has got like a couple nice big 4-poster beds.
Oh God.
And nobody seems to be stirring in this room yet.
No one seems to be stirring.
Not yet. I mean, you got in pretty quietly. You know, you sort of
So-
pick the lock.
So
Get in the door.
flashback to when we talked about this in the lair, and we talked about using the opposite end.
Do you
No. We
Sorry.
talked about using the opposite end.
I mean, we can if you.
So if I actually, can you repeat what you said? Because I lost what you said.
Oh, sorry. I said we flashed back to the lair where we told Sarge about how to use the opposite end of a knife. I don't know, actually. So I mean, we flashback to the lair so we can have a conversation about whether or not we're killing people.
I heard Lucas say kill everybody.
I think we are trying to not even get
Not actually what
noticed.
Lucas said.
Like
Lucas
ideal
called that,
is
so Lucas-
nobody knows we even got in, right?
Yeah, I mean, ideally we don't even knock anybody out, right?
Yeah.
So
Although, my question is, where did we come in at?
3?
So you came in number 3.
and is that Parkside?
So when
That's
they go
Parkside.
into 3, are they gonna see like our zip line like hanging out the window?
Hopefully not.
So that's on the balcony. So it depends on whether they check the balcony or not. And if they've been checking the balconies in these rooms and they see a line tied to a tree in the park,
They'll be like,
Well,
that's weird. And the
We're
door
gonna have
was
to jump off a
unlocked.
3-story building. Yeah.
yeah, something strange going
But
on
anyway,
here.
no, I think the flashback conversation was we're supposed to sneak in, get the stuff, and get out, and we're not trying to be noticed. If we kill people, then we get noticed,
So don't kill anybody.
regardless of how quiet we are.
Right.
If we even like, if anybody, I mean, if these guys wake up and we like have a conversation, we've been noticed, so we can't be noticed at all.
Right.
And if we get noticed, then fucking start killing them.
Everyone. We get +2 heat no matter how
Just
many
burn
we
down the whole
kill.
Red Sash.
We
Once you
might as
kill
well
one,
I'll check a
take
box
out a
off.
gang.
Might
Once
as
you
well.
pop the cherry, Sarge,
box
just
off.
go
Just
nuts,
kill 'em all.
man.
That bridge has been crossed. It hasn't been crossed tonight. But I get your point. Don't kill everybody.
Or anybody to start.
Don't
Yeah,
kill
don't
anybody.
kill anybody.
Right. It sounded like you said everybody,
All
but I
order.
know you meant anybody. So right.
I'm glad you clarified. What you do with these guys? We just break their necks. They'll
So-
live.
Is it possible? Is it possible that we can go back and say that Sarge is actually my hunting pet that I'm training, and so I'm working on the training part of that. Is that possible?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
You're
Well, no, let's.
rehabilitating an assassin.
It's a tough job, but no, I would say like we're in here. If the quietest one, which probably is Sarge, should probably sneak over and see if they've got anything like on a desk or something. And if not, we leave.
Right.
All right.
Though, I mean, if we're in a bedroom, do we think there'd be anything in here?
Well, like, is there a desk in here?
There's
Is there
not, there's not a desk in this room. So there's the 2 beds and there's some like chests that look like they hold, I don't know, clothing or equipment or something. Again, a couple of armoires. The curtains that lead out onto a balcony, or curtains that cover a window that lead out on the balcony. So those kind of living quarters, and not really much else. And again,
I cast
the
detect
idea.
magic on the chest to see if there's anything in it.
And again, depending on what you knew about the Red Sashes going in, this is obviously
Right.
Now that you see this an academy where students live here, they train here. This is kind of their life is during the time where they're training, they live at the school, and just they sleep here, they eat here, they train here. That's their thing. And this chest is full of magic items. It's off the charts. Arcane.
They're all artifacts.
Yep.
Oh, in that case, we're staying here.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Kill the 2, and then we're gonna loot.
Kill the 2. Get all the magic items. Yeah. But no, then I'd say we need to go probably to a corner.
Probably
Let's
corner
wait.
room.
Let's wait for the guys to move down the hallway, and then we'll go to the next one.
Yeah. So like when they go into 3, we'll go into that corner above
Yep.
1.
Okay, so listen for them to come out of 2, go into 3.
Because they were just coming out of 2, right?
They were just going into 2 as you dash past them into 1.
Well, and then as we got into 1, I thought they were just coming out.
Oh, they were
of
coming
2.
out. Yes, yeah. They had
And so
gone
they're
into
heading
2.
to 3.
Yep, get past there. So they come out and they're heading to 3 as you guys are ducking in the door here. So you're gonna wait till you hear them come out of 3, or are you just gonna try to go while they're in 3?
Right, because they would have just, like, as we came in and looked around, they'd be walking down the hallway to 3.
Yep.
So they'd just be going into 3,
Yeah.
and we could be
As
leaving
you
1.
sort of take this room in. So yeah, if you want to try to leave 1 while they're in 3, then you can do that.
What do you think, leader?
Yeah, let's go.
Are there
We're
any?
daring.
So we're on the. You said second story. Third story?
Third story. Yeah.
Are we in the? How many stories are there in the building?
This is the top.
So I'm going to be looking for like attic access.
Okay.
If like if that's in a hall or in a room, or if there's like a closet, or I don't know how these, but see if there is an attic access somewhere.
Ruining this whole building. Fine. Don't worry about it.
The wall just vanished.
I know. Weird. Huh?
I had to.
Yep.
There is magic in this place.
Yep. Oh, yeah. The wall is an illusion.
As long as it doesn't eat us.
So as you kind of peeked out, basically what the ceiling looks like out here, it doesn't appear like there's room for an attic. So in the middle of this place, it's this nice big like glass domed ceiling. So you can see through the center part of this building is mostly like you can see out to the sky. So you see the starry night sky above you. Yeah, it's actually a really pretty building. But yeah, it doesn't look like there's any structure beyond the floor that you are on.
Does that glass ceiling seem like it could be wrecked fairly efficiently? If it needed to rain glass on the entire structure?
It's big, but if you had something of sufficient force, then
okay. Just curious.
You get a lot of glass.
Just studying what the building we're in, and
Yep.
Yeah.
Cricket has a violent streak to him too. I don't know if y'all have noticed that.
It's just violent against inanimate objects.
Yeah,
Right, he just likes to blow shit up.
I've
That's like
never
all he wants to do.
I've never killed anyone. The things I've created, that's not my responsibility.
Right.
People don't kill people, right? You've never killed anybody. Bullets, it's the bullets' fault.
Yep. Right.
I've never killed anyone either.
You've never killed anyone.
His knife has killed a lot of people, but
Yeah.
All right. So yeah,
So-
we go to this.
to come
Corner
over to that
room.
door.
Well, and the question would be, are we getting far enough away that this is becoming risky, or is this still desperate?
It is still desperate for now, because you kind of came in the midst of this.
XP.
Yeah, you
Search.
don't really
Yeah,
know.
I
what's
don't know. I
going
want
on.
the XP. I just
Yeah,
don't know where we're going, or-
Don't know where you're going. There's apparently internal patrols, or at least one, maybe more, and you're also kind of going blindly into a room and seeing what is in there when you get in there.
accurate.
Yep.
So let's
Any-
prove stealth.
So yeah, if you want to try to prowl over to this door to not be noticed as you do it, then yes, you could do another group stealth roll. Or group prowl roll.
Prowl.
Yeah, prowl roll.
All right, I got it.
Jeez,
Puka's so
Puka,
good at it.
holy mo!
So
Don't
good
worry
at
about
prowling.
rolling because we don't have. Yeah, because it's a crew thing for us to.
Well, Sarge can double crit.
That's true. Sarge could potentially.
I just want to see how bad I do.
I did 3 times better.
You did. Yeah, so Puka
That's good.
seems
That's
to really
improvement.
understand this place, how to like not step on any of the squeaky spots, or
Yeah,
you know,
just gotta
time it
pretend like
just
you're a sword dancer.
time it just right. Yeah, he's getting in the mood of this like
Yeah.
sword fighting stuff. Cool. Yeah, so you guys get over to this door,
And
which
it's
is
locked.
also locked.
All right.
Somebody want to assist him? Oh, and we do get another prowess experience,
Yep,
right? Like
another
it's every
tick.
time.
Another that one.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's not limited to 2.
We're assisting on
It says every time. Every time you roll a desperate
Every
action.
time you roll a desperate action.
Man, we're getting
So-
Mark
prowling.
XP in action.
So yeah, you got it for your tinkers as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm about to do it again, I guess.
Somebody else want to assist him this time?
I'll
Spread the
assist.
stress out.
Sure
I'll,
enough.
I'll stress myself out.
Put my stress on.
All
Do
right.
you get an XP for our assisting on these?
On the desperate action. I don't think so.
No, because you're not.
You're not making the
You're
roll.
not rolling.
So I get 2 bonus dice.
if you're stressing yourself out.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna be kind of stressed. Oh,
Oh,
Wow.
for me, baby.
Wow.
Triple crit.
Look at that.
So that's one.
So that is a
Great.
that is a super good roll.
Walk right up and pop that thing.
So Cricket, like the moment you get to the door,
these
like
are old
slides the
locks.
lock and just clunk right in. So he barely even stops moving, and just is right into that door. And you get into a room,
And there's 5 people. The sword's drawn.
no, so actually, when you go in this room, I'm going to make another page. Move you over here. Didn't move myself over there. There we go. All right, so this room is one of the large corner rooms. Oh, look, I can do a shape. Bing. So you guys came in this door. Another door out this way. And this room is actually divided up as you get in there. And you see another door here and another door here. So you're in sort of like the large entryway of this room. There are bookshelves on the wall.
Books.
Yep. And there are sort of chairs and tables near the bookshelves. So it looks like this is some kind of study room, perhaps. What? What'd you say?
That sounds promising.
And actually, as you get in here, you hear voices talking. You can't. You're a little too far away to hear what they're saying. They're muffled. Again, this is a mansion. Everything's very richly furnished, so there's a lot of like, heavy. Like the doors are heavy wooden doors. But you definitely hear a conversation happening from behind this door.
Pointing to Sarge. Go listen.
All right, I'll go listen.
And
Yeah, I think we'll all move in at least, right?
Right, yeah, we all move in and shut the door behind
Yeah, we're
us.
all
but
in.
Shut the
And
door.
I'm not walking near
Yeah.
the door because I'm going to step on a tricky, although probably Puka needs to go group stealth
I
over.
think I've run out of luck there.
I probably need to stop tinkering.
Well, I'm going to say that now you guys are in a risky position because you've kind of gotten out of the immediate vicinity of where this patrol was. You've gotten to somewhere where you're not out in the open. You're not out in this hallway that looks over on this big entryway where anybody could walk in at any time and potentially see you in the hall. And any other people that are around are behind closed doors from you now, so you have some time to kind of breathe for a second and think about what you want to do. So there was that initial like, oh, really sweating it as you jump in and there's patrols and like, oh, we could get seen at any point. That kind of immediate danger has passed, although there are still some Red Sashes very nearby where you are. So Sarge is going to try and go over and take a listen.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to make a risky prowl roll.
Actually, you know what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
I am going to turn into an invisible ghost and just go into that room.
Turn into an invisible
Wait, what?
ghost.
As one does.
Okay.
Wait, what?
So you see Sarge fade and become invisible.
Neat trick. Did y'all know he could do that?
Try not to react.
I
No
too.
wonder
Like I
he's-
need to
no
make
wonder
some
he's-
sort of.
No wonder he's killed so many people.
He's already dead.
And I don't.
Oh, they can't see him.
Just stab him as a ghost.
There you go.
Did you say tie to a tune? Is that what you said?
I don't know what I should be doing right now.
Sure.
I don't even know what he's doing. Okay.
Wow.
To the
Well, that's
like
neat.
Ghost Veil.
Yep.
Man,
He's a lurk.
That's a cool thing.
So you want the extra stress for invisible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Is that
make
your special ability?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I'm assuming one he just got.
Yep. So you take 3,
4.
4.
Make it last for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Make it last for a little longer and also be invisible.
Oh.
All right. So
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
yeah, Ghost Veil. All right. So So the Sarge, yeah, kind of fades out
And then
completely,
disappears.
I guess, sort of, yeah, fades into this sort of shadowy ghost-like figure, and then just disappears entirely, right in front of your eyes.
Yeah, no. So Puka will put a hand on Cricket's shoulder, and he has to see this. He can't not see this, and so he'll go ahead and attune.
Okay.
I jump a little bit when you touch me because I'm weirded out right now.
Yeah, you see Sarge like starts walking, and as he's walking, you start to sort of see the door through him.
Okay.
And this is with my fine spirit mask on.
Fine spirit mask. Okay. Which does?
What was it?
Is it increase?
Well, you know what? I can just link it like a. Oh no, I can't. I can't actually link it. Well, let me click on it. So, arcane item that allows the trained user to see supernatural energies in great detail. Also affords a measure of protection against ghostly possession.
Okay. All right. So you see exactly what's going on there. All right, and let's see. Puka, as you attune, you do realize, so you're able to see the sort of ghost Sarge figure kind of going forward towards this doorway. But you also get the sense that in addition to him, there are other ghosts within this place. And it sort of feels almost like they have a sort of set of spirits that might be keeping an eye on things in this mansion as well.
Spirit patrol.
They have a spirit patrol that is working their way around.
You could call them spirit guardians.
Perhaps spirit guardians. Yeah, you might not want to, start your turn in them or something.
No, that's fair.
So yeah, you open yourself up and you get that, like, oh hey, there's Sarge. He's doing a weird thing, like slipping into the ghost field. Oh, there's other things in the ghost field too.
Okay. I'll keep my hand on Cricket and I'll stay looking into the spirit realm.
Luca, are you
keep an eye out for wispy friends?
Yeah. Luca, are you doing anything as Sarge disappears and Luca puts his hand on Cricket and his eyes go weird and
all right, I'll just go look. I mean, is there anything on these tables?
There are some books stacked on the tables, and they seem to be some of them seem to be kind of like sword fighting treatises and manuals. Some of them are histories. So generally stuff about Aruvia, about Eruvian sword arts, other Eruvian historical figures, things like that. So,
Okay.
again, from what you can gather looking at it, a room where students might pull books out of here and read for an assignment or
Okay. So because I was going to pass by this table and kind of look at the table, and I was going to go. I'm assuming this is a door over here to the right.
yes, that's another door.
Okay, I'm going to listen at that door.
Okay. You don't hear anything at that door.
Okay.
So you can still hear kind of the murmurs coming from that way, but you don't get those or anything else from this door.
All right. Well, not knowing exactly what Sarge is doing because he didn't actually tell us that's what he was doing, unless he told us he was doing that.
Yeah, let's back a
I'm
second.
then going to do what?
Let's flash back a second.
Okay.
Okay.
To when you turn invisible.
I'll inform you guys that after his most recent time de-stressing, he got more in touch with the spirit world and can partially cross into it. And so you can hide out in it and gather information from there.
Weird.
Gotcha.
And then do we flash back to the point where he turned invisible and told us that he's going to go listen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Said he'd be back in
All right.
a bit.
Then
I like this flashback system.
Okay, let's pick it real quick. Yeah, before things get crazy.
oh yeah, I meant to say that. Yeah, I did say that. Yeah. And I'll just keep my ears trained and wait.
Okay. All right. So,
Wait for all this mystical shit to get done with so we can get down to business here.
yeah.
Got Puka and Cricket over there. Got Sarge disappearing. Yeah.
Cool. So, hang on. Here we go. I can do this. All right. So, Sarge.
Yes.
As you drift in that room, you see what look like two sort of higher status Red Sashes. You would guess that they are probably instructors or higher ups in the school of some kind, administrative, something like that. They're dressed finely. They have that kind of air about them. And as they are talking, they kind of stop what they were talking about, and one says to the other, "So are we set for our upcoming plans?" And the other says, "Yes, I managed to procure enough masks, and I think that the one that we've gotten to on the inside will allow them in. Once they're inside, the masks should be cover long enough for them to get what we are there for and get out. As long as they haven't taken care of it already, then we should be able to get them back here and get the information that we need. But everything will proceed according to plan."
Everything will what?
Proceed according to plan. They will don the masks, they will approach, our person will get them inside, and then they will be able to get what we need and get back here. I have it all taken care of. The other one says, "Very good. Then I look forward to discovering who exactly has been working against us. And we shall put an end to that little bit of business." The other one says, "Is there anything else this evening?" And then the conversation kind of turns back to things about the academy, things about some of the students, and sort of back to kind of the day-to-day Red Sash Academy things.
All right.
Cool.
give us the information we need.
Right.
And so, like, that's a great lead up
Right.
into the engagement.
Yeah, so he can use that skill. Yeah.
Right.
Maybe we need to do more of that. In
But I mean, I don't know. But how do you play that within the mechanics of the game, though?
I mean, well, actually, one, you could flashback. So you could flashback right now and do it. And you could say, like, you know what? We really need information here. I want to flashback and I want to hunt down somebody who can get us the information we need. So, I mean, you can do that within the hunt or within the score.
Which would be stress based, right?
Right. You take stress depending on whatever you and Josh determined. Or before we actually came into the score, you could have done that. So that could have been something that helped the engagement roll by doing it before we got in. So I mean, I think that's how you use your skills to your advantage in a score where your skills don't seem to otherwise fit. In this case, hunt. Anyway, sorry.
Again, it doesn't bother me that much. Like, but and also, it's still understanding the mechanics of the score and how it all works. Is still learning that as well.
Yeah.
So
but yeah, if at some point you're like, you know what, actually this could be useful, just say you want to flash back and do it.
Right. But right now, we're already here.
Yeah,
I don't know what I'd be flashing back to.
Right.
One red sash looks like all the red sashes, you know.
They really do.
All the same.
All the same.
Not these two.
Anyway.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So the Sarge comes back, and he taps Luke on the shoulder.
Invisibly.
Yeah.
Does he feel anything?
You're gonna get electroplasmically shot.
You're insubstantial right now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can speak though, right?
Can you make noise? Ooh.
I mean, Luca, if you're looking, you'll see Puka staring at something right behind you, or like right next to
It's
you.
like weirdly staring over your shoulder.
Yeah.
I think that I got the information we needed. The two Red Sashes in there were more senior members. They were discussing upcoming plans. One asked the other if they were set on the upcoming plans. They responded with yes. They'd got enough masks. The one we got on the inside should get us in. They'll don the masks. They will approach our person. Will get them inside. They will get what they need and get out, and then they'll get answers about who is working against them. As long as the body hasn't already been taken care of.
Do we have an idea of, is there any documentation that we'd be able to pick up and actually bring back?
We can't have anything go missing.
Right now that's a bit thin.
But are we supposed to take anything, or else they'll notice we've been here?
Aye, but if we have just this, it might not be enough to really be worthwhile.
I mean, if there's documentation, it's in that room, but there's two of them in that room.
Sarge, where does this room lead? And I'll point to the one we're standing at right here. Like whether or not this whole thing's a giant connected room or not.
All right, I'll cross over to here.
Okay. So
Take my head through the door.
Yep. When you get in there, you see that this is a separate room. This one also appears to be an office. There's a desk. Oh yeah, this one had a desk in it that they were sitting near. Just a single desk with a chair behind it, some bookshelves on the wall, some paintings, a nice painting right here.
Ooh, steal those.
On this side.
Wait, we'll know we're here. But yes, we should.
Yeah. And there's one person sitting at this desk who just appears to be kind of copying documents. So they've got a kind of a stack of documents on the left and on the right. They're just, dipping a quill in and writing out some things. Put the sand on it, blow it off, put it in the stack.
Luca, glad you didn't open that door.
I'm gonna read over his shoulder and see what Bartleby is writing down here.
So Yeah, so these appear to be kind of like sort of mundane reports on students in the academy, things that look like kind of student files, basically.
A teacher working after hours makes sense.
Yep.
Yep.
Right, doing the grading at night.
3 in the morning.
The reason we're down from 5 to 2.
Yeah. Yep. So nothing, nothing that appears related to like their clandestine stuff. This sort of appears to be like on the up and up sort.
Okay, then I'll come back over to here.
Mhm.
I'll start going through their papers, taking a look at them.
While they're in there.
Yeah, because I'm invisible.
Just looking, not touching.
Oh, just gonna look. Okay,
Not touch.
just looking. Okay.
I'll just put on my night vision goggles and I'll just sort of put my face into them a little bit.
Can you do,
Sticking the head in
do that in the
Yeah.
spirit?
But yeah, so these do appear to be kind of the more clandestine stuff. So this looks like kind of records and reports from their kind of drug business. So kind of detailing things that are going on with their various drug dens around the city, and stuff related to that. So, this kind of details about like where they're moving things in the city, some of their contacts. There's letters to various contacts of theirs.
Do I get names of any contacts?
Yeah, there are some names on there.
All right. Whoops. I didn't mean to send that.
Won't read it.
There you go.
That's the stuff that I just read to you guys.
Yeah. That's it. From that. So,
Names of contacts from what organizations?
so you have in here.
I keep hitting control instead of shift.
So you get names of people in the Aruvian consulate, the Path of Echoes, and the inspectors.
That's not really what we needed.
I mean, it still could be useful if we could get it, but
Yeah.
because I mean, we know one group that would buy it.
Oh, yeah.
And as you're in there looking at the paper, what?
Sell it to the Bluecoats?
Oh no, I was thinking of the lamplights.
Lamplight?
Not the blue coats.
Yeah.
Screw the blue coats.
And as you're in here, kind of looking through the papers, the woman who is asking the questions, is everything set? So the man she was talking to sits back down at the desk, and she says, "If there's anything else, I'm going back to my chambers. I have some work to do. You can send
scoot right out of there.
You can send for me there." So she appears to be getting ready to leave.
Okay. I'm gonna get out and say to you guys. So I'm gonna leave quickly, and then say to you guys, "We gotta go. One of them's coming this way."
All right. Let's take a peek out the door if we can and see what the situation
I'll
is.
stick my face through the door.
You're gonna do what?
Stick my face through
Stick
the
your
door.
face through the door. Okay, which door do you want to check? That one will look down the hallway you came from, and the other one will look further down into the building. So you want to look out that one.
Go this way and get out now, right?
Okay.
Or is this just not enough?
No, this is fine. This is, I think.
We don't have
So-
solid evidence. We don't have documentation.
Right. So that's the question. Is this enough?
It's enough
Slash,
for us to pull off the second score.
Yeah.
Maybe. Right. It's not enough for us to sell and get coin in of itself necessarily.
well, and I mean, it's not even enough to pull off the second score because maybe we can get enough to move there, but like we don't know when. We don't know.
No, we can figure that out. That's just
It's true.
a little more.
I mean, that'll be the engagement roll.
Right. When's easy?
So, yeah, and it does occur to you, particularly Sarge, after hearing this woman talk, that if there were truly important things to be found here, she would probably be the one to have them.
Like in her office.
Yeah, so like if she said she's retiring back to her chamber, and that's where this other guy could find her. Probably the place to find the real good stuff. If you're looking to get your hands on something that could get, that you could get out of here with, would be particularly valuable.
The question is, what do the rest of us do?
Right.
We leave. Sarge can just go invisible and go just raid, right?
I mean, as long as
How long can you be invisible?
a few minutes. So
A few minutes. That ain't gonna do it.
well, I mean, he could always stress out again.
No, he couldn't.
I mean, maybe not the full.
Oops. I did a bad thing. Hopefully you can still hear me. Well, I left for a minute.
Oh, we'll go back.
Sometimes I accidentally hit this button on my mouse that
Yeah.
makes it go backwards.
Yeah, it's,
Whoops.
Yeah, do we abort? Take what we got? Or do we?
well, it's either that or we're gonna have to hurt somebody.
That
Indeed.
teacher, we could knock out that teacher and then hide out there and then follow her.
Probably the easier person to knock out.
Yes.
And I mean, you're going to be becoming visible soon, so you could.
I can just
Drop
go.
that.
Yeah, I can. I'll go in there first. Become invisible. Knock him out.
Then we can get in there.
Yep.
And assuming this isn't her office, we'll be fine.
It's not.
That's not.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Do we think that the person might, I don't know, like if I gave you some powder to knock him out, would that be less likely to be realized later that like, oh, I got knocked out?
Like maybe he just got sleepy,
Yeah, like maybe I just
fell
passed
asleep
out.
creating papers.
Mm,
That might be better
I
than a
think
lump on
that
the head.
once we. Yeah, but I kind of think that once somebody passes out, they're gonna wake up and be a little suspicious.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
let me look at
late.
these. Let me look at these side effects.
Yeah, that's true.
He's
So,
got
like,
white powder
diarrhea.
on his lip.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
like trance powder induces a pleasant hypnotic trance when inhaled. Like, I don't know how you come. Like, if you don't see getting hit by that, like how do you react?
You do the whole like thing over the face and hold it there, and
It just takes a little, yeah. I don't know. Just
Though right now, Sarge is incorporeal, so even if you gave it,
yeah.
can't.
well, I
You
could
can't give it
flash
to him.
back and have given it to him
That's right. That is true.
because I think that might be something I could have thought about giving Sarge. Like, hey,
Well, maybe not. You might take a stress for it.
right? No, yeah, no, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you're like,
but he'll have to
not extreme.
He'll have to become corporeal again to give it
No, I
to the
gave it to
teacher,
him
right?
before. I
yeah,
gave it to him
No,
before.
yeah. Before we came in.
No, it's like,
Remember?
but they hit the
Oh, yeah,
teacher
but-
with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm running with him anyway.
yeah. Either way, it has to become corporeal.
Yeah.
Right. So I got a feeling that they're gonna know that somebody's in the room with them before they pass out.
I mean, there's somebody right behind you right now, Johnny. You don't see them. They just appeared there. I didn't get you to look. Damn.
Yeah, so I'm going to move behind that guy that's copying over papers.
In the other office.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I'm going to bludgeon him with the wrong end of my knife.
Are we sure we didn't have a discussion about the trans powder?
We could do the trans powder.
Do we think that might be the best option if we can catch somebody unawares, make them just think they
Fell asleep.
ate a bad,
All right.
ate some bad food?
I prefer to. Yes, we'll do that. We'll do it your way.
I mean, it's still an ambush, right? This is like a sneaky ambush.
Oh yeah,
with powder.
It's not a good ambush.
It's an ambush. It's a powder ambush.
pop it up their nose, right? When
I'm a team player. All right.
Hey, Luca, real quick.
Yeah.
So they did, so Sarge did talk about when he came out of here, this woman who seemed to be kind of a big shot, making her way back to her chambers. So just so you know, like mechanic wise, that is a kind of thing that would, Hunt could apply to. If you are trying to, like, if you're saying she's the target, I want to figure out where she's going, and then see if we can get where her, figure out where her chambers are in this place, and kind of, keep an eye on her as she goes about, and then maybe either when she retires from if that's not where she actually sleeps, if that's just her office, and then she leaves, we know where it is, and we can get in there and do something about it. That is the kind of thing. I just want to make sure you understand that there is this sort of like prowl thing, right? But Hunt is also a way of like, I'm going to track her around this place, and there might be times where you might have to make prowl rolls to not get seen, but that is the kind of thing
But
where
if you're following somebody, it's you're hunting them.
you're hunting them, right? So, and that doesn't necessarily have to be outdoors. That could be like, I'm going to track her throughout this mansion and figure out where her chambers are, and if I notice anything else that seems significant to her on the way down, like if she pays attention to any particular thing that might clue you in as like, oh, there's something worthwhile in here or there. Those are the kind of things you gather as you hunt somebody. You're getting information about what do her movements tell me. What do things about how she interacts with her surroundings tell me? Where is she going? That kind of stuff.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. In case you
so when she does start to move
route, then yeah, you could try to hunt her and get to
well,
wherever
it seems
she's
like
going.
we're going that route.
But yes. So just
Since
so you
Sarge
know,
is rolling dice.
Yeah, I don't know what he's.
Okay.
I mean, he failed at whatever he's doing.
Thanks.
So it'll be great. All right.
I need one of those.
All right. What's going on here? Uh-oh.
That was like a great roll.
Yep.
So Sarge, you were trying to.
I don't think that was in a risky position, though. I was in a controlled position, right?
Yeah, I think you were controlled. Again, like this person would have no, because you're trying to go in and ghost form, and then
behind them, dust them.
Yeah,
there's still crappy rolls though, no matter if it's risky or not.
Yeah, but at least controlled means it's a lot less worse.
It's less bad.
It's less bad.
Just like sprinkling it on his head.
I don't want
to. So,
and then we were just going to come in like a couple seconds later.
So as you're about to do that, as you get behind him, you just sort of get this bad feeling, like this might not be a good idea. So you can continue by making it risky, or you can just say, no, like something feels weird about this. My sixth sense is going off. I'm gonna bail out of here before I become corporeal and just not do this.
No, I've got to do it with risky.
All right.
That's a lot better.
Okay, that is better. All right. So, and what? So as he's doing this, what are the three of you guys who are in this other room doing?
So I assume the plan that we talked about was, give him 10 seconds or however long it takes for this powder to work, and then go in.
Okay.
Thought he would just open the door for us.
That would be better, actually. That makes more sense.
So
Yeah.
as he's doing this, you all start to hear this. Whoops, I'm on the wrong. There we go.
The other door open.
This door open,
That's great. Well,
but this door is not open yet.
Oh, that's the 5.
well,
We just got to go in.
all right. Going in.
So you guys are going to go in here.
Oh,
Yeah, we're popping in.
we'll open up the
It's
teacher
the
room.
door.
All right. So
Yep.
you open that one and go in as this door is starting to open. And as you get in there, and you see this person starting to slump over, and I assume you pulled this door shut behind you since the other one is
Yes.
opening.
Quietly as possible.
You do hear this other door shut, and then you hear this chair kind of get pulled out along the floor, and you hear somebody sit down in it and start to kind of flip through a book. And then you hear some writing on the table, some flipping through the book, some writing. So it sounds like somebody's sitting
It's great.
right there. But you do have this
Is this
other person slumped over the desk.
Yeah, he's in a trance.
Is there a window?
Yeah, or I guess
Is there a
it's the
window in
trance
this room?
powder. They're
Yeah,
just
trance
kind of
powder.
like
Yeah.
Is there a window?
Is there a window in this room?
Not a
there
trance.
is not a window in this room.
Great.
Well, the way that chair is angled, be quiet enough.
Well, we don't know which chair. We don't know which chair it was.
Well, we heard it was over here,
Yeah,
right?
it's one of the ones over here at this desk.
Yeah. So their backs should be to the door. Well, is there a keyhole? Like,
Yeah.
is this old style keyhole I could look
Yep.
through?
Mhm.
We'll take a look through the key. Oh, actually, I won't. I'm still tuned into the spirit realm.
Yeah.
But somebody could take a look through the keyhole and potentially see how the person's positioned, and then maybe go powder them as well.
Just-
Powder everybody.
Those were the
Might as well use them.
Maybe that's our gang name. Powder Puff Boys.
Powder puff boys.
Yeah.
I like it.
Like half the
That-
enemies
that
we
gives
take
a lot of
down with
street
them with
cred.
powder.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll take a look. I'll take a peek.
Hunt him.
Okay.
Yeah, hunt them.
So yeah, this person is sitting facing the desk, so facing directly this way,
Mm-hmm.
and
is it-
has like a book on the desk and some papers on the desk, and is kind of like flipping through the book and writing.
Is it a lady?
It is not.
It's the man.
Gotcha. Yeah. So we heard somebody come through here.
Yeah, the lady left. Well,
That's what I'm trying to figure out, right? So she said she was going to leave.
Yep.
But
she
then
left.
a dude,
Somebody else came.
The dude followed her and went and sat down.
yeah, I guess
He wanted to do a little midnight reading.
that's pretty fair.
Because I'm assuming we heard another door shut too, right?
So you heard this door shut. Whoops. Sorry, this one.
But that
But
was
we
it.
didn't hear
Yeah,
another
and then,
door shut.
And then you heard, like after, so as he was kind of settling in, this door also
Gotcha.
opened and shut.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right.
So yeah, we just powder him and then go follow her.
All right. Who wants to prowl their way over there?
That would
Not
be
it.
Sounds like Sarge.
I'm pretty sure
That'd
there's
be
one
Sarge.
person.
go sneak
Whatever
attack that
Sarge
person.
is.
Go ambush
Oh wait,
them.
Sarge is here now. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm sneaking up on this guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Before I guess while this is happening or while this is going on, I'm actually gonna go ahead and like search this room and search this desk a little more. Like,
See if there's anything worthwhile.
hey, buddy, excuse me. Let me just check this out real quick. How you doing?
Sure, have a look.
So am I powdering this guy or I'm bludgeoning him?
Powder. It's late. Everybody's sleepy.
Powdering? Okay. Okay.
So you're gonna try
Not
and
suspicious at all.
powder this guy.
Yep.
All right, so this will be a risky prowl roll because things are a little touch and go up here right now.
Yeah. Yes.
There it
I
is.
see a 6.
That's
All right.
good.
So yeah, as this guy is kind of sitting here at the desk and Cricket's kind of pawing through the drawers, and Cricket, you're finding more kind of
Teacher
like
stuff.
student records for stuff. You know, sheets with marks on them and notes about their students' progress and things like that. Yeah, Sarge opens the door and kind of takes a few steps, and this guy at the desk kind of leans back and stops writing and just sort of starts staring off in the distance.
I'm gonna see what he was writing. I'll gesture for them to come on.
All right. So this one appears like he was taking notes on this book, which is in Eruvian history volume. So different than the notes that you saw at his desk in there. So, you know, this guy may play a dual role as, you know, some sort of higher up who knows the kind of backside of this, but also maybe a teacher of some kind.
Gotcha.
And this is teacher stuff.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna hurry over to the side door here
Mhm.
and lead a prowl. So let's group prowl.
Oh, hold on. Should we
So,
stop in here real quick since it's, you know, free and open? Get a little more information just in case, you know, we got to run.
It didn't look like there was anything worth taking in there, and if we wait, then we're gonna lose her.
Oh, you go ahead. I'll grab it real quick. I'll catch
I
up.
think I can do a little bit more of the finding her. I can hunt her a little better than
Yeah.
we're still gonna have to be sneaky about it, so we're gonna have to prowl with you, but I think as things have been explained to me
Hey,
recently.
So yeah, we can take a second, gather some of their info here that the lamplights would want,
Okay.
right? Because that'll make us some money guaranteed.
Yeah, well.
Josh, is there heating in this place?
Eating. So these,
I love all your questions.
yeah. So these rooms actually have fireplaces.
Okay, no gas.
Not like central heating.
No gas. I could make there be a gas leak that would explain all the visions.
No sort of gas line.
All right.
I'll plug the toaster in, pull the gas line out, and run.
Yep.
Yeah.
5 minutes later, the mansion.
Trying to make it look like, oh, it's just an accident.
So then it's burning, and as it burns down, a log rolls out underneath the table.
Yeah.
That'll definitely generate some heat in many ways.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that would just look like carelessness.
That's right. So do we take a few moments to gather some?
Gather up some stuff from that desk.
If you take it all, it's going to look suspicious.
Yeah, just take some.
So gathering some of the notes and things that are obviously about the sort of the back end of this Red Sash stuff, the drug trade and things like that.
Some of the contacts.
Especially ones that mention other factions and people from other factions that they're in contact with. Those are particularly useful because that kind of gives you the sense of sort of their web of business throughout the city that people outside of the Red Sashes may not be privy to, because they don't go around proclaiming like, oh yeah, we have these people inside the Eruvian embassy and these people over here who help us weave this whole thing that we have going on.
Right.
So that's the kind of stuff that's useful here.
All right, now we hunt.
Luca's gonna hunt down this lady.
While we group prowl.
Try.
No, you can do it. I believe in you. And you got plenty of stress.
Yes.
You can add on all day, and I can actually assist you, however you need me to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can assist you. All right, there's some way I can assist
Okay.
him using, because I'm just staying attuned the whole time. So using.
See, I don't even need to stress myself out.
I don't
I'm
know.
fine.
Huh? Yeah, right.
I don't even need
yeah.
to stress myself out.
No, don't
This is
stress
easy.
yourself out. I'll stress
Watch.
myself out. You got this.
No, you don't need to stress yourself out. Fine. This is
No.
fine.
I
It's easy.
did it. Take the extra die.
Is this risky?
All right, so this will be risky. Yep.
Okay.
So you move out of the room. I'm assuming like going out of the door she left out of, and there's no sign
Yeah.
of her. So yeah, so what you're trying to do, Luca, here is I guess follow signs of where she may have gone. You know, look for things that tell you that she would have passed this way. Whether that's, you know, I mean, it could be anything. It could be
Her
other-
scent.
yeah, her scent. It could be other people that you
Mhm.
know may seem like they may have just had an interaction with her that you can see that, you know, are kind of off in the distance or have moved somewhere else. So it's all that kind of combination of things that let you sort of suss out where she may have been going throughout this mansion. So what we'll do is Johnny, you'll be making hunt rolls, but we'll also, if the group is trying to move together and not get seen, we'll do group prowl rolls, which you'll be part of as well, Luca.
Okay.
So you're kind of doing both things. You're trying to move quietly with the group, but also be the kind of the one out on the point going, all right, we got to go down this hall, this way, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
it adds up to 6.
It
Hey,
does.
perfect.
Only that
good.
were the way things worked here. But
Probably should
found
make
her.
that prowl
That's
roll,
the
guys.
positive. We found her.
Yeah. So,
or she found us.
yep. But everybody do your risky prowl rolls too. And we'll see what happens.
Oh. Luca's got the 6 this time.
Yep.
I mean,
Somebody
That's
got
why
it.
you
I'm
were,
doing it quietly. I'm just not doing the hunt part
Yeah.
very well.
Going too cautiously to keep up with
Going
it.
too cautiously, yeah.
So as you're kind of moving down where you think she went, you think you're on the right path. But as you are on that right path, Puka,
Uh-oh.
you sense that spirit patrol
It's not good.
kind of coming across where you're trying to follow. So you get the sense that like if you guys don't backtrack, they might come across your position.
Well, and do I have a sense of if this is like the other patrols, like the corporeal patrols were many? Is this a spirit or is this?
This is a spirit who
A
seems
spirit.
to be kind of set to travel around this mansion looking with senses that people don't always possess.
Right. But it's a spirit.
It is a spirit, yes.
Well, I'm going to flash back and I'm going to take a stress because I don't think this would be natural to me to bring. But I thought, you know, there are spirits everywhere. I'm going to bring my fine lightning hook with me just in case we need to capture a spirit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and get that out and put it together real quick and let these guys know a spirit's coming. I'm going to catch it.
Yeah, and I think that makes sense for the stress because this isn't necessarily known as a place that's like too heavy
No.
in spirit activity, but
No.
yeah.
But I thought to bring it
That little thing, like,
because
just-
you always bring
just in
those with
case,
you.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, using
how,
our. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
how loud is this thing? How loud is the spirit hook?
It should hum.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
got
that's
like a little.
right. It's just an
okay.
electroplasmic capacitor. That's all.
Yeah. All I can picture is the proton packs from Ghostbusters. Those weren't quiet. So that's what I.
Across the street.
No, this is
Across the street.
than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing to do with that.
So yeah, I'd like to use our stealth and knowing that it's coming to try and find a good moment to catch it as it's coming through a wall or coming through wherever it's going to come out of.
Okay. So you're gonna wait as it sort of passes
What are you
across
doing?
that path.
I'm going to catch the spirit so it doesn't bother us.
I'll assist and I'll get the
Watch
jar out and hold the jar.
Yeah,
The jar.
I've done this before.
that's right.
Look,
I'm gonna have the jar.
You're trained in this now.
Jar holding.
Yes, jar holding. I'll take the assist.
Excellent. All right. So
Ghost trap.
so as it kind of passes into that, sort of into kind of your purview, it's actually just going to pass out of a wall
Mhm.
and kind of across the hallway you were making your way down. So as you see it, as you sense it emerging from that wall, would be the time to
Okay.
attempt to skirmish with it and hook it with your right
Was the skirmish
what
or
was it
there was a
for?
tune?
or
I thought, did we
Oh,
do
yeah.
a tune last time or was
Did
it
we
a
do a tune?
skirmish? I don't remember. Maybe it was a
sorry to
skirmish.
skirmish to like
It was a
reach out,
skirmish.
grab it.
It was a skirmish. So I'll take the assist and I'll also push myself.
Okay.
It's risky, I assume. But it is a fine lightning hook, so it'll be slightly better. So there you go.
Okay.
So 5, but at a great effect with my fine or whatever the next level is above, because it's a fine lightning hook.
Cool. So yeah, you manage to snare it as it comes out the wall. So you guys see this sort of like, again, this, shadowy ectoplasmic form come out of the wall, and he snares it around the neck with his hook, and immobilizes it there. But Puka, so you definitely, you have it and you're able to, wrestle it down into the jar and get it sealed. As you do it, you realize though that this is a very powerful spirit. This is one that's been here for a very long time, and so you take like a level 1 harm as some of the spirit energy kind of washes over you. There's almost this sort of like blowback as you get the collar on it, because it's just this thing's got so much power.
So this is like a spiritual harm.
Yeah, it's not harm. It's just more you're getting like sort of dazed for a second. It is a level 1 harm, but it's not like you're not taking any injury. You're just kind of getting like shaken up for a second.
I'm just thinking like if I were to resist it, if that would be a prowess or a resolve.
This would be a resolve.
I will resist it.
Okay.
Because when I do resist for resolve, I get +1 die.
Okay.
Hey.
Bonus die 1. I'll take 1 stress and resist that harm.
Okay. So yeah, and you guys were able to feel this as well. This sort of like wave of kind of creepy like ghost spirit energy comes washing off this thing as he grabs it, and you see Puka have to kind of like steel himself against it to prevent this sort of shock wave that comes down the down the rod towards him. But you do manage to get it sealed.
Oh, Flint is gonna love this one. All right, let's keep going.
All right.
So yeah, Luca still trying to hunt us along on the path here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm hunting.
Somebody want to
I'm
assist him? I could assist him. I'm getting a little higher.
Soof and I are kind of stressed at this point.
I think Mike's
I'm
stressed.
fine. Don't worry about it. Look, I know what I'm doing. Watch.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, you do it. You do it.
you can
We
stress
go this
yourself.
way. We go this way.
Oh,
See?
Jesus. We don't
Double
go that way.
threes.
You can
And
also
it adds up to 6. I'm
Adds
really
up to 6
good
every
at
time.
6.
Always
John,
getting
you
that
can,
total
you
of
can
time.
resist the results too.
six.
Huh?
You can resist the result.
Yeah,
What
whatever
does
the
that mean?
consequence
Oh, yeah, I
of
can
this is.
resist.
So let's see what the result is.
Yeah, I'll see what the result is.
Uh,
Yeah, are we doing another prowl?
so you won't need to prowl this one.
Okay.
You're in a spot where you're okay. I mean, there's nobody else around. You're not. I don't want to say you're okay because you're not okay.
But we don't currently need another prowl.
We fall off the banister.
Yep, you fall off. Yep.
It's over here, guys.
So as you're moving along down the hallway, you still think that you're kind of following along towards the end goal, which is to get to wherever she's going. But what happens here is that you now realize that behind you there is one of these Red Sash patrols that you saw, similar to what you saw upstairs, that is coming out of a room that you just passed by. And you were being sneaky, so they haven't seen you yet, but they seem that they are going to turn your way and be coming along behind you. So you think if you want to, you're going to have to deal with them somehow, but there's not any going back that way at this point. So you've got kind of them behind you and her in front of you somewhere.
That could be worth resisting. Like, it doesn't get rid of them, but it could potentially keep them from coming our way.
So how do I resist?
This
I
is.
say I resist, and I resist.
Insight?
Yeah. So this will
Where
be.
it was coming from?
This will be an insight resistance.
So yeah, just click on insight.
So you'll roll So you'll resist with your insight.
That's a good resistance.
All right.
I'm pretty insightful.
So you take
you
no
are.
stress. And what happens is this patrol comes out of the room, and they just seem to be sort of chatting in the hallway. They're not really going anywhere yet, and they're just sort of like in a small group, not really paying attention to their surroundings too much, and just kind of having a little conversation about, that class today was tough. That technique I didn't quite get it, but I think I got to keep working on it. I think I'm pretty close. And it's like, yeah, he's such a tough teacher. He doesn't put up with any mistakes, does he? No, he really doesn't. And so this appears to be some students who are kind of, maybe loafing on their patrol a little bit, chatting about their class.
Students.
Yeah.
Always loafing.
Yep. So they're not moving your way. So you're not pinched.
Let's keep moving then.
Yeah.
All right. So continuing to hunt.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Don't worry. I'll find it.
And you will all need to prowl so that
Okay.
you don't make noise and don't get noticed by.
Is this still risky or is this now desperate?
This is desperate. Yeah. Wow.
Desperate.
Oh, it's desperate.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing a desperate hunt now.
Yeah. We're. Yeah,
Cool.
We're in,
Well, I rolled a 6 again. I mean, granted, it's
Good.
3 and 3, but it's still 6 on my
six is
book.
good.
I have not missed a 6 roll
gotten
yet.
all sixes.
3, 2, 1, 3, 3, and 3, 3.
We get to mark some XP again, right?
Yep. You are making desperate rolls.
As things are about to go sideways.
Yeah. So
Puka
Luke-
almost carried us.
So
again.
Luke is ticking off
Oh, I'll roll.
two desperate actions. Hunt and prowl.
Here's my prowl.
That's pretty solid almost. Sarge, we need your prowl, man. We need a 6 on one of those.
Hey, there it
That's
is. Right. Look at that. Sarge comes through with the good prowl. So yeah, you managed to kind of tiptoe quietly down the hall. The patrol that came out behind you doesn't hear you. The hunting isn't going as well as the prowling.
Because I'm hunting in a mansion.
No, it's hard to. It's
I've never
hard
been
to
in a
follow
mansion before.
Right.
I'm a poor kid from the bad part of town. What am I doing here?
All right. So Luca, you are.
Yeah.
So you lead them down this hallway to a door, and
There it is.
it's like, oh yeah, I think this is kind of the entryway to where she was going. And you open the door. This one's not locked, so you open the door and go in. And she's in the room as you all walk in. And she turns around.
Found her.
And puts her hand to her sword, which is on her hip.
Yeah, that's a resist. That's a hard resist.
Can we resist that one?
Yeah, I mean, you resisted the other one so well. I'd resist this one too.
I will. I'm gonna do it again. Watch this. I resist her. I resist that.
And
You clear it.
Oh, yeah, you actually reduce the stress.
Yeah.
Because you got 2 6s.
Yep.
Oh, I reduce
You lose 1
You
stress.
got a crit on it.
Cool.
She's so cute.
See, no problem.
So
I got this. This hunting is really easy.
as you walk up to the door there, Luca, you put your hand on the doorknob and you're like, "Yep, this is the way. We got to go through here." And as you're about to go through, you're like, "Wait a minute, somebody's in there."
Somebody's behind this door. Hopefully her. I mean, not hopefully. It's definitely her.
Well, do you think it's just one person?
I don't know. If it's her private chambers, it probably is. She seemed rather important. She probably doesn't have anybody in the chambers with her.
Do you think the 4 of us could overpower her? Maybe use that last bit of powder?
Yeah. Remind me again why we're following her?
So we can find the plans of what they're going to do with the spirit warrants.
Right, because I'm sure they just wrote them all out in a book for us.
Hopefully. That'd be great.
That's only what evil people do. We'll find out if they're evil.
That's right.
Did they plot their dastardly plan in a book for us?
And then gloat.
Our whole plan is in a book. If you go back to our hideout,
That's true, actually. We've been writing it down. Like every detail.
That manual?
So, if we overpower her,
that blows
when
our
she
cover.
awakens, she's going to know who did it. If we kill her, then we're going to have some
They'll know we
pissed
really
off red sashes at us.
Sarge, can you just go in all ghosty again?
Oh man, I don't think that I can.
Maybe just knowledge of this location is all we needed, right? Just what is her room?
Pass that along.
Come back.
who?
Send Sarge back later.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I'm sure, I don't think the Lampblacks are going to
Yeah.
care where her room is.
But I mean, that would require downtime, which is going to be several weeks, which is past the time where they would have already done what they're going to do.
I really think she has something that we're really going to need. You don't think we can take what we got to the Sphere Wardens and be like, hey,
Verbal. We need something in writing.
Or at least a detail, like a date.
I can bring her out if you want. I can spook her out.
so you want to kidnap her?
Mm.
I mean, seems like she's heavier than paper.
What?
She's heavier than paper. I don't know about that.
She is heavier than paper.
Do you think you can spook her out, Cricket?
Sure.
Without alerting everyone.
I don't know. Maybe
No.
we could try and do the same with her. We can knock her out.
You going to do it under the door again?
Oh yeah, I got that down.
All right, I give you the last packet.
All right. Was this a
So
tinker
if
roll,
the-
Josh?
Doesn't work.
To powder the room.
You know what? Let's go.
What do you need?
He's
Let's
gonna
go.
try to powder the room.
You're on powder.
I'm
The
yeah,
powder.
through under the door, through the keyhole, or
All right.
yeah.
So,
I'll help him out with that.
one thing,
If Johnny wants to. Yeah.
doesn't this room? Don't we imagine this room is probably bigger than those other little rooms that you were powdering before?
Probably. Well, and
That's good.
we can look through the keyhole
I mean,
again.
I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Yeah, these are private chambers. I'm guessing these are bigger than those little cots that those folks were sleeping on.
so it might not fill the room so much or so well.
Right.
I can send a double dose.
I mean, yeah, you got more.
Go for it. I have a better plan.
I mean, yeah, if you got more doses.
Oh, I got plenty of this stuff. This stuff's light. All right, I'm gonna send a couple of doses. Puka's gonna help me. Is that what I heard? Or sorry,
I can help unless Luca, unless you're not feeling too stressed and you want to help him. I don't know how stressed.
What am I helping with?
blow powder under a
just
door.
adding stress.
Yeah, add a stress so he can get an
Just
extra
adding
die.
stress. All right, I'll add the stress I lost a while ago.
All right, we'll hold it
This
together.
is starting to stress me out. I am feeling pretty stressed out by all this. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, and then is this a tinker roll, Josh, to send a poofa?
So
I think
Yeah, the next thing you need to actually
trans
craft
powder.
is like a little reverse vacuum that you can carry around.
I thought I might have just like a little thing, you put out a
Little
fire,
blower?
a little blower that I just,
Hello?
No, you got to invent that.
yeah,
That'd be great.
You do need one of those, definitely.
A fine reverse hand vacuum.
Yeah, reverse hand vac. Let's see. Man, I don't remember.
I think that's what we were doing because there was the idea of like he was tinkering, kind of sabotaging.
Yeah, this. Or did we do that, or did we do wreck?
I thought it was
I don't remember. I thought it was tinker, but either one makes sense.
Carefully applied sabotage, create distractions and chaos.
Yeah, because this is more of an attack.
So yeah, wrecker.
Yeah, wrecker. Do it.
I mean, I have a dot.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Luke
good.
is helping. Luke is helping. There's an extra.
Now you
die.
have an extra dot. Now
Yeah.
you have an
Is this
extra dot.
risky? Desperate?
This is risky. She doesn't
What's beyond
know
desperate?
you're there. Yeah, I mean it. Yeah, like it sounds pretty desperate.
She will in a moment know we're
Yeah, she
here.
will.
Oh my God!
She will not. Luca, you did a good job helping because she will not know
Luca.
anything.
Stay with me, bud.
Wow.
Critical assist.
That's the good stuff.
Damn.
That's some pretty good stuff.
Wow.
All right. Let me see what happens here.
Cricket was like, man, Luca is looking really stressed out. I need to make sure I do
Yeah,
this
I gotta,
really good.
And
I
this-
gotta do something right here.
You got to impress him.
This was a double dose.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Make sure
Weren't-
it actually filled the room.
We weren't
So
sure
you
how big the
really-
room was.
You really went for it. All right. Let me see here. All right. Let me look something up here real quick.
Do you get anything for rolling double sixes?
It's a critical success, so it's
Better than
better.
good.
But
yeah.
but no,
it
like
increases the
Me
no,
personally.
like XPs or
No.
yeah.
No, it's just if
Okay.
you roll on a desperate. It's like our last prowl roll was desperate, so we all got an XP for it.
I said we should have all done at least 3 times, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've all
I've
made
got
3 desperate
3 prowls.
prowls.
Yep.
And Drew, you've done 2 desperate tinkers.
Mm-hmm.
And Luca did a desperate hunt.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what happens is actually you see this door start to open. So all of you, I assume, were kind of in this little alcove right here off the hallway
Yep.
by the door. So you see the door start to, and this is Transpouter, right?
Yeah.
So you see the door open, and he's like drawing the sword, and then this puff of powder goes up in her face, and she kind of staggers against the wall, drops the sword. And
I'll
so
catch her.
she's
I'll try to catch her.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the assist.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep.
You can,
Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep her from. I'm actually gonna try to keep really the sword and her from falling on the floor if possible.
Okay. Yeah. So you grab up the sword as she starts to go. So you kind of catch her all together.
Yeah, just kind of.
Yep. Oops. I'm drawing.
And then I'll gently sit her down against the wall.
In the room.
I will gently take her sword from her.
In the room, yes.
Okay. So you're gonna move into the room.
There, I'll hand it to you. Yeah. Here.
Yeah. So you move into the room and you see that. This is kind of a little office room. And then there's another door, a closed door. Here.
Check the office real quick.
Okay.
Looking for any obvious documents related to the Spirit Warden.
Yeah.
Attack.
So, so she's got some stuff in her desk that she doesn't have anything specifically about the Spirit Warden attack, but she does have a lot of stuff in her desk that pertain to the Red Sashes, and one of the more interesting things that you find is you find a list of Red Sashes and what looks like placements in other factions. So kind of like agents that they have in other factions and their identities in those factions.
Whoa.
So it appears that the Red Sashes have quite a few people who are in other factions as members of those factions, but acting for Red Sash interests.
Yoink. I already added that to my notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems
Seems super good.
it seems worth selling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's a very juicy piece of information you got right there.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Nothing about the Spirit Wardens, though?
Nope.
Next
Seems
room.
like and it seems like whatever they're planning there, they might be trying not to have any record of that.
Sure.
If she is hypnotized, can we just ask her questions about it?
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It depends on what we mean by trance.
A pleasant hypnotic trance.
And you can try to talk to her, see if she says anything.
Maybe we should just take what we got and
Oh, we could peer through this keyhole into the next
Yeah,
room.
let's check the other door.
So yeah, that's her chamber. So bed in the corner, some trunks, big armoire, window that
Definitely
looks out onto a garden,
definitely has magic items in it.
full of magic items.
We go in.
You know,
Tech magic, yeah.
some nice swords in a rack along the wall, so some fine rapiers over there. But this is obviously her living quarters, and it is large. It's even bigger than the office you were in upstairs. So clearly she is, if not the top, then very near the top of this organization, judging by what you've seen of this building so far as compared to this room.
Is she the woman that is in charge of them that has started the war up?
She very well could be.
Oh, man, come on, let me. Please.
We don't need the heat. We've done this in a way where there will be zero heat.
You're a crime lord.
Wait, we're thinking this is the leader of like the red, like the number one top leader of the Red Sashes.
Yeah.
I don't know that killing her is the right choice, though.
It's not the wrong choice.
Oh.
I think actually
So
what I
when
meant
Sarge
was
says-
it is the
so-
wrong choice.
So here's the thing that happens when Sarge says something like that. It kind of dawns on Luca, and you see Luca kind of turn around and look at her, and you see his hand kind of fall to his pistol, and then he like stalks over to her,
don't
and he's
be
looking at her like
shooting.
really
Don't
close.
shoot in here. Wait, hold on. We
I
came
give
for
her-
one
I give
thing.
him- I
Can we
give
stay focused?
her rapier.
You're right. You're handing it to Luca.
Yeah.
Oh, can we please stay focused and not summon more spirit wardens? First of all,
Come on, she's.
Do you know what this woman? Do you know what this woman? Do you know what this woman is responsible for?
assuming it's actually the woman you think it is, it could
It
not
is.
be.
Look around us.
Okay, I'm looking. Where's her name? What's her name? Can we get what we came for and get out of here without having to kill somebody?
I might.
I love this so much.
Come on, let's just do it.
Hold on.
We won't get this opportunity again.
And here's the fun thing for me. So I'm on Johnny's right shoulder and Mike's on his left shoulder, according to what I'm seeing in my cameras. So we're on opposite shoulders of Johnny, trying to convince him of opposite things.
Right? Yeah, that's what I have that too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, now I need to arrange it that way.
I have the devil and the angel. Yep, one on each side.
Just stab her. Just stab her. Why would you stab her? That's so rude.
Sure, you can just little poke.
Fine. You want to kill her? You kill her. And I'm going to go ahead and try to go into this next room.
Okay.
Josh, can I do a special formula, or do I have to have learned that?
So you can, I think you can do the things that were on that bandolier list.
So they're simple creations. Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, it's something that you
Have to have
have
crafted
to
or
have crafted like during a downtime. Yeah. Yeah, those are the things that are like readily available.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's stuff's pretty high level. I could have potentially given you a chemical that slows her heart over the course of several days, resulting in death.
That's a good one. Is that ground powder?
I have a
Heart calm.
Heart calm.
I have a formula that will slow her heart down over the course of several seconds until death.
Yeah.
It's called stabbing her in the heart. You can use my knife.
So, Puka,
Yeah,
you're trying to,
Luca's in a
Yeah.
Luca's in a spot right now. Like he's just standing there, like yeah, he's got the rapier in his hand. Like it's got the white death grip on it. He's got like his hand on his pistol, and like he's just got that I mean he is torn right now.
so yeah, Puka, you can get into that other room and
I'll
see what I
search
described.
around. Right.
So
Yeah.
I would say flashback to
Yeah.
a conversation we had prior to this whole deal about how, like, if we are going to get noticed, it might be good to make it look like we were after something else, so that the information we extracted is still potentially useful, like on the the whole thing. Like if they just realized we were there for that information. So I might have said, if this looks like a theft or an assassination even, then they might throw us, they might know, okay, well obviously somebody was here, but they weren't here for
This.
this.
Yeah, so if we kill her and take all the papers that are on her desk and all her rapiers.
Yeah,
Why don't we burn down the whole mansion while we're at it?
Yeah, I mean, lights on. Yeah, smash the glass roof.
Well, Christian's
Light all
been looking
down
for
fire.
a gas vein since we walked in.
Just to make them woozy. I'm not trying to blow the place up.
Throw the match and just see what happens.
But yeah, Puka, looking around in this room, fine clothing,
Gasoline.
some jewelry, the rapiers, some coin.
I'll swipe the jewelry and the coin. And if we're gonna, because we had talked about making this look like a robbery, and apparently potentially an assassination.
And Cricket, are you doing anything?
Just hate me
Cricket,
later.
Luca's in the other room, kind of scooping up some stuff. Luca and Sarge are kind of looking at this woman, going, is Cricket doing anything in particular while this is going on?
I guess I'm helping Puka.
Okay, so you're in that other room, kind of scooping up some of the coin and jewelry and things, belongings. Okay. Luca and Sarge, what's happening out here?
You know where I'm at.
I wasn't expecting an opportunity to assassinate somebody important on our third score.
I missed that. What was Drew wrecking?
Oh, he's helping you. He's in that room helping you. Kind of,
Hopefully nothing.
And jewelry and stuff. Not wrecking anything so far.
Got it.
Not quite yet.
If we do this,
What?
if I do this, we're gonna have a whole lot of heat.
There'll be a lot of heat, but it won't be on us.
Puka will stick his head through the door. Yeah, and we'll have a little bit of a war, I'm sure. It'll be great. Go back in here and go back to rummaging.
Only if they pin it on us. They don't even know we've been here.
Maybe.
We need to go, though. Let's take the papers, kill the leader, take the treasure, get out.
Yeah, we still got to do the whole get out part.
We can't stand here and dither.
So I will turn around and I will walk through this other door into the other room, leaving Sarge in there by himself.
That's the yes. That's the yes. Okay.
Over here.
All right.
Her up in her chair.
So you go in that other room, and Puka and Cricket are in there, kind of scooping up some coin and some jewelry and some things, and stashing it in various places to escape with some stuff. Yeah.
Sarge puts her in her chair.
Okay.
And makes it so that her back is pointing toward the door.
Okay.
And stabs her in the heart.
Okay. So and throughout this,
so
she's kind of
evil.
like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
You
So
unleashed
there, and then
All right. Life goals, man.
guys.
let me hold on. Hold on. Can we flash back to like an hour ago when we were in the other room and Luca clearly said, "Don't you think we have enough? We should leave." And y'all were like, "No, we need more evidence. Let's follow her. We need more evidence." I just want to point that out, that like I was saying we should leave.
Well, let me flash back to the same exact point where you just said evidence. It's a far jump from evidence to fucking murder a woman.
You should have thought about that. We only murdered. Said follow her.
Mike, did you just say we only murdered
a nice
her?
Woman, so.
It could have been worse. It's true.
Yep.
All right,
Only
at this
murdered.
point, you know what that means, Sarge. One dead.
Time to go.
Yep. Yeah, if they're dead, we gotta go.
All right.
No reason to leave anybody else alive on the way out.
So
Yeah, we've already got the heat.
Puka,
Yeah.
you hear some spirit bells.
We gotta get out though.
Yep.
Yeah. So you guys have this. So you got the room where she's dead at her desk, and then the door, which you did close, back out to this alcove and hallway, which is on the first floor of the mansion. So you guys made your way down a couple levels as you followed her.
What is this true?
And then this is her chamber. So there is a window on this wall that looks out onto a garden.
Is that an outside garden or like inside the mansion
Outside
garden?
garden. So this is on one of those outside corners on the bottom floor.
Oh, this is first floor.
Yep. And from where you are, you think you are on the opposite corner from the park. But there's a nice, like, there's
on the
sort of a
street?
little garden, and then there's a low garden wall, and then the street beyond it.
That's our way out.
I mean, yeah, that's our way out, and maybe actually the zip line will be a distraction from.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go. We'll politely open a window, climb through it, close it behind us.
Politely.
All right.
Kill
So-
some flowers on our way out.
out
Stamp
a
on
window.
some pansies.
Up
No,
out a
I mean,
window
I
into the
think, I
garden.
think try to sneak through this and
I'm teasing.
not make it look like people
Not
came
not
through
leave.
here.
Yeah.
Trail.
Yep.
Group.
So
Sneak.
make a group controlled prowl roll, because you are able to watch out the window and look for the opportune time to leave the garden and kind of move onto the street and make it not obvious that you're, leaving the Red headquarters out the window of the whoever this was.
Well, it was
Yeah.
224.
So far,
Yeah.
so
We might
good.
need Sarge's roll here.
I mean, the 4 gets it.
Yeah.
Just with complications.
I think we've already hit the complications, but anyway.
I mean,
Created them.
We've created complications.
There we go.
Oh, there's a 6.
so yeah, following Sarge's lead, you're able to get out into the garden, kind of like, stay low. All right, look over the wall. All right, street's clear. Get out, get onto the street, duck into an alley, and kind of make your way away from here, like a big loop around, and
Mm-hmm.
leave Crow's Foot and get back to Coleridge.
Coleridge.
Yep.
That
Well,
went
Oof.
that
perfectly.
was
That was exactly
that
as we
was
planned it.
something. Yep.
I
So,
love it. That's
yeah.
great.
So that was pretty great.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sorry, I made that connection.
We'll do the downtime from this next time.
Sounds good.
So
Yeah,
thanks
we
everybody
will.
for joining us. That was quite the operation.
Yeah.
And we got to figure out our schedule, but we'll be back with D&D or Blades in the Dark on Thursday. So something will happen Thursday, and then there will be something else after that. One of the two.
On
So,
Sunday.
Yeah, on Sunday. So we'll see you on Thursday.
Sounds
Night.
good. Night.
Good night.
Bye, guys.